Goes. Good evening, everyone, and welcome into Maverick Stadium for tonight's Mountain West Conference football battle. Little budding rivalry going on here between Utah State and Colorado State. Dave Fox, along with former BYU running back Alema Harrington and former University of Utah quarterback Frank Dolce. And speaking of quarterbacks, let's start with the quarterbacks. And we're going to start with Fowler Nicolosi, who has really come on strong. Just a redshirt freshman for Colorado State.
He's been fantastic. He got a few starts last year, but to me, he really burst onto the scene against Colorado this year in Coach Prime. He was fantastic, under duress the whole game. Utah State's going to have to do that, keep him off his spot tonight if they want to have any success. You know, he leads the Mountain West Conference in 3 offensive categories: pass efficiency, total yards passing. He is really good. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Well, let's stick with the quarterback theme then, Alema, because Cooper Legas started the season. McKay Hillstead came in. Now Legas back due to injury to Hillstead. But what do you think about that and the job Legas needs to deliver tonight?
Well, Legas has proven that he can play. Obviously, he was a starter to get the season underway, replaced by McKay Hillstead in that Air Force game, and he was a nice spark for this team for a few games, but now he's out with injury. I believe Cooper Legas is here to prove himself. There's a little redemption song for Cooper Legas here tonight. Blake Anderson, head coach and offensive coordinator, he's looking for Cooper Legas to run that offense for him tonight.
And Coach told us that Legas had a great week of practice, so we'll see if that translates out onto the football field. Settle in and let's get going. It's Utah State. It's Colorado State. I got a running back and a quarterback, so there's going to be a little battle up in the press box as well, but we've got it for you on KJazz TV, the Mountain West Network, and Stadium starting right now.
Absolutely beautiful night for football. This is our 3rd game this year that we've done, and it's been great every single game. It's just here we are in early October and a nice fall weather. Leaves starting to change up on the mountains and perfect temperature.
What a gorgeous drive for those who have a chance to come up to this campus, Utah State in Logan. The drive that you take through Sardine Canyon coming off of I-15 at this time of year, and you see some of it in the mountains in the background on the backdrop of this stadium here at Maverick Stadium, Merlin Olsen Field. But
gentlemen,
I'll tell you, it's fantastic.
I have a Mountain West logo coin. The Mountain West logo.
Let's go to the coin
heads,
toss.
and that is tails. Heads, tails. Colorado State, you're the visiting team. You get to call the toss. Heads. Heads is called. It is heads with the ball. Yes, sir. Which direction would you like to kick? Kick that way. Okay, switch sides.
So there you go. We've got live coin toss, and as you heard, Colorado State won the toss, and as is usually the case, they deferred and will receive. And well, I mean, we were talking before the game. They're the last team to have a league game this year.
That's true. Of course, Utah State played Air Force, but Colorado State is the last team in the conference to actually play a conference game. As we talked with Coach Norville earlier this week, talking about all the games leading up to this, he said, it's been a good preseason for us. Frankie said, it kind of galvanized the team. Certainly everybody is aware of what happened with Colorado because there was such a high-profile game with Coach Prime in Colorado. But all of the other games that they've had that have prepared them for conference play, I think has been a benefit.
No question about it, Alema. This is a football team that has already been forged under fire, as it were, in the preseason, and now they get into Mountain West Conference play with all of that experience in their backs. And by the way, surviving that whole Colorado experience, like that's a thing that will bind a team together. So I'm a huge fan of Coach Norvell. I'm a huge fan of what Colorado State is doing. This should be a terrific matchup tonight.
It's interesting as we talked with Coach Norvell earlier this week about we're almost kind of shying away from talking about that Colorado game because I'm sure he's heard so much about it.
Yeah.
But he has taken that because there's some things that happen in your season that you don't plan for, and they just kind of, they organically occur. And you have to figure out, okay, how are we going to handle this situation? And they have used it to really bring this team together. and for them to be able to understand what they need to do both on and off the field, right? It's one of those types of experiences. And we talk about rivalries. Certainly that is a big rivalry. It's not in the same conference. But Utah State, Colorado State, geographically being in the same conference, I mean, it falls into that category. And as you continue to build this relationship, I think you get a nice geographic rivalry with these two teams.
So we are underway, and the kick will go into the end zone and be brought out by Lewis Brown. And Brown, a return up past 22. Flags come flying in from long distance. We'll check those.
Those flags came flying in. That was no understatement.
Did Nimrod make that tackle?
Nimrod made the tackle.
From the 45 on one side of the field all the way to the 25 of the other.
I got a chance to visit with Nimrod prior to the game, and I just said, well,
holding.
Ball here.
6 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Dylan Goffney guilty of the hold.
I just said, hey, Elliot, do you have another fake in you? And
oh, yeah.
Because he scored against James Madison
Yes, he
on
did.
this very field, and he said, we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, he kept oh, I like it.
Yeah, so I think.
Didn't want to tip his hand.
Listen, Coach Anderson loves special teams. So does Coach Norva.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are passionate about their special teams.
They are.
We could see a fake on either side.
First down for the Rams. Braden Fowler Nicolosi and Kobe Johnson in the backfield. And Kobe gets the first carry of the game. And he is wrapped up after just a couple of yards.
Good sign for Colorado State. They have struggled running the ball this season and wanted to establish the run, certainly as they come into conference play here and start off with a run up the middle.
Yeah, only averaging 71 yards a game on the ground. And now Fowler Nicolosi unloads. He was under pressure, guys, and cannot get it to Dylan Goffney.
Yeah, Switzer applying some pressure there, coming off the edge.
Coach Anderson talked about trying to get home. They want to get Fowler Nicolosi off his spot. They want to pressure him tonight. He thought they could do it with a 4-man rush. Well, that time they brought a blitz, pushing the quarterback off his spot, incomplete pass.
3rd down and 6. Still empty back for the Rams. That's Goffney in motion. It's going to be a screen. 1-on-1. Breaks a tackle, but he is still cut down short by a couple of yards. And Dye again. Devin Dye with a couple of tackles early going here. The Aggies defense hold. And they'll get the football.
Give credit to the first man there, even though he did not make the tackle. Francois, he was the guy that really held things up.
He sure did. I'm watching closely the line of scrimmage. Both coaches talked about it in our press conferences this week, the importance of being good at the line of scrimmage. That time, Utah State actually brought another pressure to get to Fowler Nicolosi.
Patty Turner, how about that? Gets the kick away, and Micah Davis is going to let it bounce. There's a lot of traffic.
It hit an Aggie.
I think it did.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
Right in the heel. How unfortunate is that for Utah State? And how about Colorado State? Look at this field position.
Well, we talked about special teams, and both coaches, I should say, how they're passionate about special teams. Coach Norville telling us, hey, we play our starters on special teams. I mean, it's a big deal to us. And the delay on punting the ball away allows the coverage team to get down and sets up situations like what you just saw.
And that delay.
The ruling on the field is recovery by the kicking team. Colorado State ball, first down.
Oh, man, what a break for Colorado State. And it looked to me like it might have clipped Xavion Steele.
Yeah, hit him in the foot.
Right in the foot.
And, your return guy's got to be calling poison, but the way that ball landed, it makes it really difficult because you just don't know where the ball is. You're anticipating it being deeper. So new life for Colorado State, their first drive extended.
Yeah, all the way to the 40-yard line now, 1st and 10. And Fowler Nicolosi, a little low and outside, cannot complete to Goffney.
Well, that's surprising for Fowler Nicolosi. No pressure at all, and he turfs one. He's a very, very good quarterback. Leading the conference in total offense, passing average per game, pass efficiency. He really throws the ball well.
Redshirt freshman, you talked about how he played a little bit last year, still able to claim that redshirt year, but a little bit of experience and certainly baptized early this year.
Second down. Johnson trying to get outside. He just has absolutely no room. And he is cut down for a loss. This is going to be a 3rd and 12.
Utah State, Alema, has suffered some slow starts this year, especially the first quarter. More on the offensive side. Defense playing pretty well right here, and it looks like Colorado State going the wrong way.
3rd and 12. They need the 30-yard line. Fowler Nicolosi just lobbing it up, trying to fire it down to Brown, and it's caught. What a catch.
The question is, did he get 1 foot in? Spectacular grab.
The officials say yes.
A flag went down. I think it was going to be encroachment against Utah State.
I believe so.
But what a perfect pass by Fowler Nicolosi.
I'll have to see that one more time. It looked like he did have 1 foot in. The question, did he have control? They say yes.
Offside, defense. That penalty will be declined. First down, Colorado State.
24 yards on the pickup and inside the red zone.
Either way, for Fowler Nicolosi, that's just a brilliant play because you understand as a quarterback, I got a free play.
Completion. The previous play is under further review.
It's very close.
Yeah, it's whether or not he had control of the ball. 1 foot was down as he was grabbing the ball. We were down on the field before the game watching teams warm up, and they rehearse this, obviously, and they do it before the game down on their end of the field as they warm up, the over-the-shoulder grab. A beautiful catch made that time by Brown.
You know, my favorite part of watching those warm-ups is you get to see the receivers, you get to see the tight ends, but then you also get to see all the offensive linemen who think that they should also be receivers running the same route and trying to make that one-handed catch along the sideline, you know, the hero moment in pregame. You think the coach ever looks at that and says, hey, get Nagurski in there?
But every now and again that happens. You see some play where, you know, a lineman gets to score a touchdown. You guys were talking about how these coaches were talking to us as we had our meetings about, you know, the linemen, the trenches. I feel like we've been broadcasting games together for, you know, decades. And it seems like every time we have these coaches meetings, it always starts, am I right? They always pump up their lines and how maybe not whether or not they're good or bad, but they better be good if we want to win this game.
Well, because everything depends on what happens in the trenches. I mean, that's where this game is won or lost.
But they kind of emphasized it this week, though, didn't they?
And Coach Norville, he's well aware that we were going to ask the question about the 71 yards per game rushing average.
Right, exactly.
But here's the call.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
So that's the difference. Stands versus confirmed.
Yep,
stands.
here's a look.
As we take a look at it
Foot
right here.
Foot inbounds, got the ball.
Oh, it's so close.
So close.
So you can't. They didn't confirm it.
They confirm it.
You can't take it away. That's exactly right.
That call stands. Can you imagine trying to make that call in real time? That's why we don't wear stripes. Well, I did have pinstripes on today, but not those stripes.
You look very smart in those, as a matter of fact. First down. Kobe Johnson. And Johnson again wrapped up, and those rushing woes continue. MJ Tafisi.
Oh, the local kid here from Utah, out to high school. Washington transfer, big tackle, adding to his stats.
Well, you said it already. Colorado State averaging 71 yards per game on the ground. That's 11th in the Mountain West.
Second down, just over 10. And this time looking, there's plenty of room if he wants to take off, but he will throw it high and out of bounds. I think he might have been able to pick up 3 or 4 yards had he run. He was trying to hit Brown again. Am I right?
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. Alema, as you watched Fowler Nicolosi roll out to the right side, we saw someone spying him, but probably 10 yards deep.
Yep.
He didn't He didn't look like he wanted to turn that up and get
not
downfield.
a run-first guy, certainly not on that play.
Third
what's
and
interesting
11.
to me, Fox, is number 5, Dallin Holker. They have not targeted him yet, and he is a weapon at tight end.
Flags.
Movement. Yep. Number 77, Henderson, he just had a little jerk and was going back, and the flags flew.
Ball start, 77 offense. 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
Well, Dallin Holker was one of our first questions when we were talking with Coach, and man, there were so many things positive.
Oh, he just loves
I ran
this
out
kid.
of room to write stuff down.
Right, obviously out of the transfer portal from BYU, local
Yep.
kid. We saw his coach at Larson earlier today, his high school coach.
State champion his senior year.
But he's been a weapon, and he is your prototypical receiving tight end.
3rd and 16. And Fowler Nicolosi was actually looking at Holker. He was covered, and a big hit down at the 12-yard line, but Kobe Johnson hauls it in. And Devin Dye, again, he has been active in this game.
He'd be shy of the first down marker, and the field goal unit will come onto the field.
Wow, how about the concentration of Kobe Johnson? He knows he's going to take a shot, able to haul that in, keep his feet in bounds, and provide a better opportunity for the Rams here on the field goal attempt.
Jordan Noyes, the transfer from the University of Utah, for the 30-yarder. Noyes 2 for 3 on field goals this season, and make that 3 for 4. And the Rams are on the board in what has been an eventful first drive that stayed alive after the punt, which inadvertently hit one of the Utah State players and kept the drive alive for the Rams. You're watching Mountain West football. The Aggies, the Rams, here on KJazz TV, Mountain West Network, and Stadium. Welcome back to Maverick Stadium. Dave Fox along with Lemma Harrington, Frank Dolce, Tyson Ewing, our statistician, who tells me that last drive went 7 plays, 28 yards, and culminated in a 30-yard field goal from Jordan Noyes. Took just over 2 minutes. And now we get to see the Aggie offense. A little bit later than we thought after the brouhaha on the punt. But here we go.
Is that how you would describe that?
That's the best way to describe it.
I wouldn't have, but I will from now on. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, a nice little scoring drive there. It's always nice to put points on early in the football game and try and take control. Now we'll see if Utah State can get rolling on the offensive side early in the game. We've talked about their problems.
Yeah.
Slow starts. We'll talk about it more after this play.
They'll rotate 3 different running backs, and it's Booth that gets the first start tonight, along with Cooper Legaw. And Legaw looking, quick pass, trying to get out to the sideline there, but Jalen Royals a little high and outside.
Well, the pressure was coming a little quick that time for Cooper Legaw.
Maybe the strength of this Colorado State defense is those guys right up front. That front 4 is very good.
Booth with his first carry of the game. Big collision after 4 yards.
You know, both of these coaches, Norvell along with Anderson, telling us when it comes to their running game, it's all about getting to that second level. Good blocking up front and get your running back to the second level. That time, nice patience, and they were able to get there.
3rd down 5. Yeah, little miscommunication as Vaughn was just not looking, and Cooper unloaded that pass quickly.
Well, that was a quick performance by the offense, and they are off the stage.
And that
exit stage right.
that you know what Coach Anderson told us very candidly is that his offensive line is getting out physical early in football games, but that their tempo and conditioning wears another team down as the game rolls along. We'll see how that applies here today.
No, and they do. They run a breakneck type of tempo, and it will wear down the defense.
So Lewis Brown standing at about the 25-yard line, and back to the 20, he'll have a return. And Brown, good return. And Brown's got the edge. And Brown will not be cut. He starts high-stepping, and he's into the end zone. Oh, my. 80-yard punt return.
No flags on the field. Great special teams so far by Colorado State. Getting the ball back on a touched punt, and now a punt return for a score. Great blocking and just picking his way, and Horton starts the high step right about here. He's like, I'm going for the end zone. It's time to put on the show.
Every coach we talked to mentioned Horton as a playmaker. Typically, we see him on the offensive side catching passes. Maybe he runs the ball every once in a while, but that special teams play, fantastic.
Point after for Noise is good. My apologies. I had Brown. Saw the 4. So there's a 1 there as well, and that is the very talented, as you said, Torrey Horton. Receptions.
And right back to the line of scrimmage.
Faison, the running back now, as they have mentioned, continue rotating. That ball is picked off. Intercepted by T.J. Crandall. And Crandall with a good return all the way up to the 33-yard line, and problems continue for the Aggies in the first quarter.
Coach Anderson talked about the defensive secondary for Colorado State.
Ruling on the field is interception by the defense. First down, Colorado State.
And he talked about He talked about how they play a deep, high zone because they're concerned about their defensive secondary. They want to keep everything in front. Well, when you're throwing the ball downfield like that, like Legault did, that safety is already at depth. So it's very difficult to sneak that ball in there. You saw how the safety came over, able to make that play for Colorado State. A terrific play defensively for the Rams.
All right, so here we go again. First down for the Rams. Screen pass to the outside. Horton's got it. Always dangerous. As you can see, difficult to bring him down, and he's got a first down.
Great job by Horton. Yards after the catch. Able to make a move and get around the defender and pick up a first down.
Horton, one of those transfers that came to Colorado State with coach from Nevada. There's a number of Nevada transfers on this team. First down again. Shield. Van Shield for the touchdown. And that will fix your running woes in a hurry.
Just like that. I'll tell you what, Coach Norvell talked about it. They were focused on getting that run game going, and how about that, Alema, right up front? Look at this hole at the line of scrimmage.
Well, we talked about the preseason. They've got so many young offensive linemen, and trying to get that unit to gel and work as one takes some time. They were able to do it on that play, 22-yard touchdown scamper.
Alema, you make a good point, because on this roster, only 4 guys played from Colorado State in the Utah State game a year ago.
Is that crazy?
Yeah.
And when I read that, I thought, wow. So there you go. The Rams so far making short work of this first quarter. And guys, we still have 9.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. And the Rams are already up 17-0. 2 plays, 33 yards. And Shields on that 22-yard touchdown run. I mean, that run alone is about a third of what they average for an entire game on rushing.
Good point. Well, if you're a Utah State fan, are you watching this game and thinking, well, this is how we start?
Yeah, we
do this every week.
Yeah. Slow start, go down 14-17 in the first quarter. We come back, make it competitive. Sometimes we win. That's certainly not the model that you would
I feel like I'm being
have.
told a story. Yeah, I can update that first quarter scoring, by the way, right now. The Aggies have been outscored 84-7 in first quarters this season. So the slow starts really want to get that under control.
Well, you'd love to get a spark on special teams if you're Utah State. Maybe a good return, a good field position.
All right, kick is away and into the end zone, and we'll bring out the Aggies offense once again. This is the second week in a row Colorado State facing a team from Utah. Of course, last week at home they had Utah Tech out of St. George in their building.
Frank, I got to ask you as a former quarterback.
Yes, sir.
After you throw an interception,
Yes.
coming back out onto the field, what's your mindset?
You don't even realize that you threw an interception. You just let that thing go, because if you're thinking about that, your quality of play diminishes.
Plummets.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Robert Briggs now the running back for the Aggies. Third different back they have used. And Briggs gets zip on first down.
We talked to Coach Anderson about the rotation of the running backs, and he likes to put guys in for a series, sometimes two, depending on what they earn during practice. And they'll go 2-1-1 with the 3 running backs that they have. Whoever earns it gets the 2 series, and then the other 2 guys get 1 series, 1 series.
Well, that's a good way to do it.
Well, I'm a former running back. I say that I want all the series, every series.
You want the 2, the 1,
real team player.
The 1, the 1, all the ones.
Coop's pass came in a little low for Colby Bowman.
He was under pressure.
Yeah.
In fact, he got contacted as he released the ball. Puts them in a tough 3rd down situation. Once again, 3rd and 10 now.
Yeah, they need to get to the 35-yard line, and it's been tough sledding so far for Cooper Legault.
Lots of changes on the defensive side for the Rams for 3rd and long.
Looking like they might bring 6.
Showing that pressure, and here
It
come.
comes. And Legault in trouble. And down he goes. Legault is sacked. Kamara got in there in a hurry. Just no time at all for him to get rid of that one once again.
Legault just sits back there, and before he has time to even really check downfield, he's under pressure.
But how about Colorado State and that defensive pressure? I mean, they've been getting to the quarterback with a 4-man rush. That time they bring the house. Legault had nowhere to go. I mean, this is a Colorado State team clearly coached up to play tonight.
Torrey Horton at his 35-yard line. Kick drives him back inside the 30. Dangerous return man, as we know. But this time the Aggies wrap it up. It's an official with a hat off indicating that someone went out of bounds and came back in, but no flags. 53-yard kick, 9-yard return for Horton.
That time good coverage by the special teams. And Colorado State will have the ball. Up 17-0.
Already leading 17-0. The slow starts continue to haunt Utah State, and Colorado State with that lead now gets the football back. Van Shield in the backfield along with Braden Fowler and Nicolosi. Pass is high. You know, Ross Simmons was open, but that pass just came in a little hot and high.
We talk about having success with that 22-yard touchdown run, but outside of that, Utah State's defense has done a nice job shutting down the run.
Well, yeah, the huge mistake on the punt, I mean, it helped lead to one of the scores. And here we go. Fowler Nicolosi going deep down that right side, and again, just barely overshoots Torrey Horton. He can usually run under just about anything. But that pass came in long. And interesting, going back to one of your points, they still haven't targeted Dallin Holker.
That is exactly what I was going to talk about, Dave, because you mentioned it, Alema. So I watched Holker on that particular pass play, who came across the middle of the field, wound up wide open over the middle of the field, and Fowler Nicolosi decides to throw it downfield. I'm just curious about when they're going to start incorporating Dallin Holker into this game plan. He's so effective.
He's in the slot to the right side. And there you go. There's your target you were asking about, Frank. Flag came in. Now, he threw that into traffic.
He did.
So Holker wasn't going to get that, but let's check the flag.
Yeah, he did throw that into coverage. But you have to get the ball to that tight end. He's terrific.
Switzer on the coverage, and he is a good one.
Holding, 75 offense. Uphill with the decline, 4th down.
So Jacob Gardner, the center, another one of the transfers from Nevada on the hold. Another one of those linemen that Coach told us would be key in this game.
Well, you know, we talked so much about Holker, and as we talked to Coach Norvell, and if you talk to Dallin about his family, it's really his wife who is the superstar athlete.
Yes.
She's a track star
exactly
at Colorado
right.
State.
So they recruited her, and
He was part
He
of the
came with her.
package.
this one is going to bounce, and this time the Aggies stay away. They'll have it at the 34-yard line. You know, you've always told me this story, but a lot of times you have to recruit the family, and
Oh, yeah.
Norm Chow recruited your mother.
Yeah, my
And-
mom
and
committed.
got you and
my
your
mom
twin.
committed long before we did.
Like, I don't think you and your twin brother even had a choice to go to BYU.
Well, I remember my mom answered the phone. It was Coach Chow, and she said, "Oh, don't worry, the boys are coming." I'm like, "Mom, that's not how
Yeah,
this works.
That's exactly
not how this works."
That's exactly how that works. That's how it goes. Coach Saban talks about doing that too.
Well, it certainly
Recruit
worked
the
out for the
family.
Holkers, that's for sure. All right, draw play, Laga. And Cooper picks up 4.
That'll slow the rush down just a bit. And Cooper Laga, a very capable runner. Covered him in high school at Orem High, state champion. And he was a guy that could tuck and run.
Bowman in the backfield. And Booth gets this carry as they continue to rotate Royals, Vaughn, Bowman. And in the backfield, Booth.
It's
Briggs,
exhausting
Faison.
watching how fast they go back to the
They
line
just
of scrimmage.
Yeah, the
flying,
tempo.
yeah. And here they go again. And Booth, he's got a first down.
The thing about this kind of tempo, and whether you're playing, if you play Air Force, you got to get ready for the triple option. Here, you got to get ready for the tempo. You cannot mimic this in practice.
No,
You know,
no.
you can't get ready for it with your scout team.
That's exactly right. And so that's why as you need to pick up a first down or two, because then you really get the defense on its heels. And by the way, this is a very good defensive front for Colorado State.
By the way, that was their first down of the game for the Aggies. And they continue to run the ball. And Booth with another great carry, 8-yard pickup. It'll be second and short coming.
That time a little option, and Laga had an option to keep or give to Booth. Gave to Booth, right decision, big pickup. And now Coach Norvell says, okay, hang on a
Slow it
second.
down.
Colorado State. This is their first time out of the half.
That's like one of those,
Media time.
like we've talked about before, one of those basketball timeouts where you just got to slow the game down. 6:05 to play here. It's been all Rams in the first quarter so far. Mountain West football on KJAZ TV, Mountain West Network, and Stadium. Welcome back. Beautiful night for football up here in the Cache Valley as Utah State taking on Colorado State. Not such a beautiful night for the Aggies. Rams leading 17-0. They took that timeout. They probably would have had a substitution penalty had they not. And here we go. Laga on the draw. And Coop very close to, and I think he will have the first down. They say yes, move the chain.
Well, this is turning into the drive that they've been hoping for. Get a couple of first downs here. Start to get a little rhythm.
Laga again, and Laga is sacked. Down he goes, and it's Kamara. Again, that's 2 sacks for Kamara already in this game.
And Kamara leading the conference in sacks per game. He's fantastic.
Well, now we know why.
Yeah, and Chase Wilson, his counterpart in there, leads the conference in tackles.
Oh, boy.
Number 30. He had the previous tackle on Laga.
So after the loss, 2nd and 16. A little inside screen, and that is caught by Davis. And Micah Davis, he's got first down yardage. Just barely got over the line to gain, and now the Aggies are moving. Davis so dangerous. That's why he returns punts and kicks as well.
Well, Davis with that sprinter speed, able to make something out of that.
17 yards on the pickup. Davon Booth in the backfield next to Cooper Laga. And Coop firing down for Davis again. Good coverage.
Well, Davis had gone out of bounds, so
Yeah. That ref's had his hat off half the night, I think, if I'm Not mistaken, same one.
You know,
keep going out of bounds over there.
Coach Anderson told us he wanted to take some shots downfield. He liked his matchups with his skilled players against that defensive secondary. He has taken some shots, nothing really completed yet.
Second down 10. And Laga being chased. Well, he's going to run this one, and Laga is going to get a couple. It's interesting to me how loud the stadium gets. I mean, they know their football when the opponent has the ball, and how quiet it gets for Utah State when their quarterbacks are making their calls.
It is an intelligent crowd.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's almost deafeningly quiet right before the snap. Third down. This is a big one, a 3rd and 8. Cooper Laga, the senior quarterback out of nearby Orem High School, a state champion with the Tigers, and down he goes. Pressure coming from the secondary, and Henry Blackburn with the sack.
That time he was you saw the replay with the clear block in the back.
Yeah, you're right.
Drew Moss.
Micah Davis hauls it in at the 45-yard line. Davis gets out of one tackle and gets up right around the 37. So the Aggies indeed flip the field, get the ball back at the 37-yard line. Trying to get on the scoreboard here. 2:16 to play in the first quarter, and down 17-0. 37-yard kick, 10-yard return.
I'll tell you this. The defense has played pretty good for Utah State. They ended up with a short field on the punt situation, and then a special teams touchdown. So you got to feel pretty good if you're an Aggie fan from what you've seen from their defense to this point.
I agree, and this is a golden opportunity for Utah State with this field position.
Faison, the running back, and Faison cuts back, twists and turns ahead, very close to a first down. I think they're going to spot it about half a yard shy.
He did a great job just moving laterally across that line of scrimmage and then turning it upfield. Goes lateral, boom, plants his foot in upfield.
Faison again. This time he's got the first down and a couple of more before he is wrapped up.
Colorado State is 4th in the conference in rush defense. They're only giving up 118 yards per game on the ground, but Utah State really getting after the run game right here.
Laga going down corner, end zone, and it's batted away. Royals trying to get that.
Wants a flag.
It's 1-on-1, by the way.
No,
I mean literally. Number
literally.
1 on number 1. In case you're wondering.
I'd love to see the replay. We're going to get a chance right here. It looked like a lot of contact down there. Ooh. I don't know, Alema.
Well, you had a hand on the back,
yeah,
but they'll usually allow that unless you're seeing a lot of jersey being grabbed.
Mm-hmm.
Second down, 10.
So we just call that great defense.
We call that
that's
defense.
What we call great defense.
Laga draw. And Cooper Laga, he's run the ball well in this game, picks up 4. So a 3rd and 6 coming.
This design quarterback run, quarterback draw, is a huge part of setting up the rest of the offense. And talked about Laga and his ability as a ball carrier, but that helps to set up everything else that they do.
3rd and 6, and Laga, he is hammered. Absolutely no room at all. 4th sack of the game, guys, and we're in the first quarter.
Well, Chase Wilson, one of the linebackers coming off the edge, leading tackler for this team, 46 tackles coming in. But they've had so many moments. Colorado State has been able to set things up to have guys coming through untouched.
And that's exactly what happened. Terrific play call by Colorado State on the pressure. They've done that several times on 3rd down. They'll bring extra pressure, and it got home again and forces this field goal attempt.
43-yard attempt for Elliot Nimrod. The kick is on its way, and the kick is good. As long as 45, so just under that. And the Aggies are on the board. They only have 20 seconds to go in the first quarter, but the scoring drought over for the home team.
And again, you know, if you're watching this from the stands, you're an Aggie fan at home, the defense has done their job and given up just one touchdown on a short field. Homecoming, by the way, I'm not sure if you're aware of that, and I didn't get a corsage, Fox, so I'm a little concerned about how the evening is going to go.
It's not a great start for you, Dilemma. But homecoming games are
the
always
offense
fun, though,
has really got to get going. Blake Anderson told us during the week the offensive success is going to depend on the offensive line and the quarterback play. And as he described his offensive line, Frankie tells us these guys are talented, but they're inexperienced.
Yeah.
And the one thing you can't coach, besides height, is inexperience.
That's right.
You got to earn that.
That's right. Well, and if you're Colorado State, you want to stay on top of this.
Absolutely.
Like, you have a little bit of momentum now. Maybe Utah State has taken a little with that field goal, but here's an opportunity for you after this kickoff for the Rams to get that offense back functioning. They were working with their backs against the wall on the last drive, didn't go anywhere. Now they'll start here at the 25-yard line, and we'll see what they can accomplish.
Well, for the Aggies, Cooper Legault, it's been tough sledding. 2 for 8, 21 yards, an interception, and 4 sacks. So they've got a little bit of work to do on that side as well.
Well, I mean, credit Colorado State. Like, that Ram defensive line, that's the strength of that defense, and they have been – not only has the defensive line been harassing Legault tonight, but the play calling, the defensive scheme tonight, bringing the pressure at just the right time to force a 4th down or a 3rd and long. Very good job by the Rams.
Yeah, defensive coordinator Freddie Banks is calling a great game here tonight.
Little inside screen to Horton. And Horton, he twisted right into a tackle, picks up 3, and that should be the last play of this first quarter. And it's been an eventful one for Colorado State. The Rams put up 17 quick points, and I mean quick. Things have kind of slowed down a little bit since then.
That's the end of the first quarter.
But we're through one, and Colorado State holds that 14-point lead. Utah State football on KJAZ TV, Mountain West Network, and Stadium. Welcome back to Logan. Beautiful night for football. Dave Fox along with Alem Harrington, Frank Dolce,
the
Tyson
robot.
Ewing on stats.
Did you see that,
The
Dave?
place is rocking. I saw Alema trying to do the robot.
Yeah, the whole place is rocking, and then Alema is doing the robot.
It's homecoming, though.
It wasn't a very good robot.
Oh, come on.
2nd down and 7. The Rams already leading 17-3. And here we go. Trying to give that running game another shot, and it's just tough sledding. Kobe Johnson. They did have the one big touchdown from Van Shield.
Yeah, Devin Dye.
Again, 11.
In
We've
the
been calling his
backfield.
name all night.
Just a sophomore out of San Diego. He got a couple of picks so far this season. Very active in that secondary.
Yeah, he's a good one. 3rd down. They need the 35-yard line. There's the play that they're changing. The Aggies seem to have read it immediately. We'll see how it works out. Screen to the outside. 1-on-1, 1-on-3. And cut down, I want to say, really close. The FAR official saying short. But they get a good spot on this side, and that will be a 1st down for Kobe Johnson.
I'll tell you, Frankie, we see this play often, but rarely do we see it where you have no blockers out there for him. Everybody releases, and you're hoping that, the secondary is going to go with the receivers. They didn't. The coverage was there, but big play being made on the reception.
1st down. Kobe Johnson. And Kobe Johnson skips ahead. Gets 4.
Well, it sure seems like Colorado State is interested in establishing that run. Now, this is a quarterback in Fowler Nicolosi that can get hot. And we've talked about his stats and where he fits in the league, right at the top of 3 statistical categories.
A 17-3 lead might be a good opportunity to work on the run game.
Absolutely. Why not? Drain a little clock, manage the line of scrimmage.
Kobe again. And little by little, It's getting more and more yardage, and he's got a first down. Kobe Johnson, North Dakota State transfer, one of the many. He's a graduate.
Yeah, won an FCS championship
Yeah, how about
before
that?
transferring in.
Wait, is that the Bison? Is that the North Dakota,
State?
Bison?
Or Bison.
I know you want to say Bison, but I will tell you
It's
The
Bison.
proper pronunciation is
Okay.
Bison.
isn't
Thanks.
Bison. Yes, sir.
I'll have to fact check that.
Now our Nicolosi. Oh, what a shot downfield, but that falls incomplete. Trying to
Looking
find
for
Ross
Goffney,
Simmons.
yeah. No, that was Goffney.
Oh, excuse me, Goffney. Devin Dye again on the coverage. He's just been everywhere tonight. So again, they've targeted Holker once, and it was in double coverage. So clearly, the Aggies are putting a little extra emphasis on Dallin Holker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Holker flexed on the right side of this formation.
Second down 10. Brown in motion. They'll give it to Kobe. And Kobe Johnson starting to hit his stride. And now that rushing yardage piling up. Again, they're only averaging 71 a game.
Well, Van Shield had the touchdown in the first quarter, if you'll remember.
Yeah, that was 22
And now
yards.
the offensive line starting to look good, opening up holes,
Looks like they're
providing some room to run for Kobe Johnson.
just shy of the first down, and Kobe gets it. First down for Johnson.
Henderson, Jervis, Gardner, Cannon, Moss up front as Johnson goes to the sideline. Be relieved by Van Shield.
So Colorado State now 10 carries already, guys, for 51 yards. So they're just 20 or so yards off their average. Going deep for the end zone. Horton jump ball, and Horton.
It's intercepted.
Oh, Horton cannot come up with it. So a big defense play, and look who, Ike Larson, the hero of last week's game that blocked that point after to save the win, comes up with the interception. His
Ruling on the field is an interception. by
second
the
on the
defense.
season.
Well, a
First down.
local kid from the state of Utah, from this community, Skyview High School, and watch him go up here. I think it's a one-handed grab as he hauls it in. Fantastic play. Aggies have the ball when we come back.
We're back in Logan. Beautiful night for football, and Ike Larson just came up with an interception, and Aggies have the ball. And Robert Briggs now in the backfield behind Cooper Lega. And Briggs has it, and that Colorado State defense is just relentless. Justin Sanchez, one of the first ones there, brings him down.
Well, Briggs tried to, get to the outside and catch the edge. Sanchez just scraping, coming up and making the stop right at the line of scrimmage.
So no gain. Second down. They'll try Briggs again. This time he tries the right side. Guess who's there again? Sanchez. Is he spying him? Good heavens.
Well, the defensive line does such a good job of creating a stalemate at the line of scrimmage, and then you have those linebackers very active, filling those gaps. There's just not much running room up front.
3rd and 8. Cooper Lega firing and intercepted. That is picked off.
What a play.
Dom Jones. My goodness.
I'm not sure Jones even saw the ball.
I agree. I think
Now,
he turned around and it was in his gut.
His head turned. I don't know if he saw the ball. This was
Ruling
a
on the field is an
fantastic
by the
interception.
defense.
The
First
guy
down,
trying to put
Colorado
it
State.
just in the right spot. Oh, he did. He was checking
he
that
was.
ball all the way in. Great job by Jones.
Well, I don't know if Utah State or if Colorado State needs a wide receiver, but each team found one on the defensive side
Yeah,
of
on
the
the
ball.
ball, right.
Those two guys had just made terrific plays back to back.
Well, it might be two of our best catches of the night.
I would say.
Oh, another turnover for the Aggies.
I'm still waiting to get Dallin Holker involved
Yeah.
in this game plan.
Blake Anderson cannot be happy with what's going on right now with his offense. Meanwhile, defensively, pressure coming. Passes caught by Horton again. Boy, what a great target it is to have a guy like that in your offense.
Well, I'll tell you, on a play like that, where you know that the linebackers are coming and you're going to release Horton into the place that they vacated. You know he'll pick up at least a few. He picks up 6 on that one.
And Tafisi put a quick end to that pass play.
MJ Tafisi, Washington transfer, local kid, played at Alta High School nearby. 2nd down 4. And again, Kobe Johnson. This time, Tafisi, we were just talking about him. And there he is.
He's everywhere. He's in pass coverage. He's behind the line of scrimmage making a play. That's a good play by Utah State. Now on 3rd down, Colorado State's been pretty good on 3rd down this year. 45.6%
that is good
on the year.
They need 6 yards here. Three of 6 on 3rd down, so right near what you said they are for the year. Oh, that ball's on the ground. That pitch was just kind of soft, like he didn't put a lot of oomph on it, and Kobe had to just fall on it.
Well, Fowler Nicolosi comes over immediately and lets Kobe Johnson know, it's like, hey, that's my
me,
bad.
Yeah.
I got to give that to you with a little more juice.
When you were playing, how did the quarterback pitch the ball? Because we went through several iterations of how to pitch the ball to the running back.
Yeah.
And what it became was
different backs
like
wanted a different way.
A dead pitch. Did you ever receive it that way, or did they?
I want a little juice on it. I
Gotcha.
want it.
You want it right there.
I want to be able to receive it with my hands up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that one didn't have juice. Kick is away, and Micah Davis calls for the fair catch, 11-yard line, and Utah State really just needs to protect the football. 39-yard kick, and the offense back on the field. And I know the next time we have a meeting with Coach, there's going to be a big discussion about protecting the ball. Aggies back on the football field, but back at the 11-yard line, 1st down, 8:49 first quarter. Another slow start for the second quarter, First quarter, it got away from them, as they have all season long. But the second quarter has been really good, and we'll see how that works out. Legaw's pass caught. It's going to be short of the 1st down, but Vaughn did haul it in.
Flag on the play. That flag came out early. I'm going to guess you had a hold here.
I don't know. I thought the Utah State Aggies did a terrific job of protecting up front. And that flag's thrown in a strange area.
That might be a hold on the defense.
Right. That's what I was going to say. It could be on a receiver or a defensive back. Now we're going to get the call. Oh.
Well, they're moving that direction.
Yeah, in the direction of Colorado State, that is.
Offside, number 92, the defense, lining up in the neutral zone. That penalty will be declined. 2nd down.
So after all those theories, it's just a simple offside.
The way that we described it sounded much more exciting.
Yes, it did.
Just someone lining up in the neutral zone.
Booth. It's Booth's turn. And how about that carry? That's a 1st down for the Aggies.
That's a strong run there against this good Ram defensive line.
First and 10. This time the fake. Legaw looking, going downfield again, and this time it's perfect. Drops right into the lap of Micah Davis.
I'll tell you, that pass wasn't a whole lot different than the one that got intercepted. And he just dropped it right in there perfectly for Davis.
38 yards on the pickup. Legaw again, getting the ball out to Booth, and that play's cut down quickly. I mentioned that Utah State has scored a total of 7 points in the first quarter this entire season. In the second quarter, they have scored 78. That's their biggest quarter. So we'll see. They got a little ways to go to get on that average as that pass is knocked away.
Well, and Utah State had an opportunity there. Colorado State was trying to get a new defensive line on the field.
Well, the flag on the play, I think they'll get at least the penalty yardage here.
Illegal substitution on the defense. Too many men on the field.
Like I said,
5-yard
Frank,
penalty. Remains second down.
this is hard to prepare for, and the way that you do it, in practice, is you're trying to run guys on and off the field and do this in a timely manner, and it's almost impossible.
And Utah State is not substituting.
No.
So Colorado State has to get people on and off the field before the snap.
The officials don't hold the ball.
That's right.
Booth, another good carry. By the way, that's first down. That's the first defensive penalty of the game for Colorado State. And you remember in the first quarter, they almost had one of those, and they took that quick timeout to prevent it.
With
the
the
substitution penalty.
exception of the encroachment penalty earlier in this drive.
I meant second.
Outside
it's
of that
the first
one.
one since that one.
It's the first accepted penalty. That one didn't count. It was declined. How does that
Laga
sound?
had a man wide open
that was a
time.
touchdown.
He was looking in the direction of Booth, just too high.
Yeah, he had a man wide open. But it's really easy. It's really difficult to hit a man who's wide open when you have two Colorado State Rams bearing down on you. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Terrific rush by that defensive line.
Second down, draw. Booth. And Booth is going to pick up 3.
That was a real old school draw with the play action like you're going to pass and then bring it back down.
Yes.
Boy, they're going quickly here again.
Oh,
again, they're trying to substitute players.
Oh, probably frustration from
field,
Coach Anderson. That ball not getting spotted quickly enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
giving
tempo.
Colorado State an opportunity here.
The tempo has Colorado State on their heels a little bit.
Here we go, third down. This is a big one for the Aggies. 3rd and 8. They need the 15-yard line. And again, Booth found a hole, and Booth finds the end zone, but guess what? There's a hanky back at the 22. Let's check that.
Well, Colorado
Somebody lined
State,
up in the neutral zone.
That's
for
what
Colorado?
That's what I think. I'd
Colorado
like to go
State.
with the holding theory again, but I think this was actually lined up in the neutral zone.
Number 8 of the defense, lining up in the neutral zone. That penalty will be declined. The overall play is a touchdown.
Would that be a factor of that quick trying to run guys
absolutely.
in and out?
I knew this was going to be a penalty against Colorado State because as soon as the play occurred, now you can see Coach Anderson, he's all over the official. As soon as the play occurred, Coach Anderson turned around and just started walking back toward his bench because he knew
it was a touchdown.
They were going
There you
to
go.
score.
Point after is up and good, and how about that? Remember, this was a 17-0 game just minutes into the game, and now 17-10. We got us a battle here. 8 plays, 89 yards, 22-yard touchdown run by Booth. We got a good battle here on KJazz TV, Mountain West Network, and Stadium. Got a good one here in Logan. Didn't start out that way, but we're used to that. The Aggies generally with those slower starts, but sure enough got things turned around. And
it's not like they're
State.
not capable of scoring. We called a game where they put up 78.
That's right. You know, they even started slow in that game, which was weird.
That's true.
But this is a faster, slow start.
I like
for
the
Utah
way you
State.
described that.
Do you know what I mean? Wow.
You know, that's actually a good point. Big hit there at the 17-yard line. There have been worse.
There's been slower.
We felt
slow
that
starts.
hit upstairs.
Yeah. Every year. And so many of these kids we see in high school, our local high schools, and Tafisi is one that he was just a beast playing in high school back at Alta High and still delivering now for the Aggies. 2nd and long. That pass is almost intercepted. Ike Larson almost had a second pick.
And Holker, I was just thinking again, why aren't we seeing more of Holker? Holker was targeted on that play, but the ball clearly behind him as he makes the out cut. And looking back at his quarterback is Holker like, hey, who made the wrong play there?
And I know Ike would like to have another shot at that, because that would have been 6. 3 of 7 guys on third down conversions. They got to wait to go. It's 3rd and 18. The line to gain is the 29. Braden Fowler Nicolosi at quarterback, the redshirt freshman, trying to make something happen, firing downfield. This is underthrown, and that's intercepted. And Larson does it again. So he's got 2 picks in this game, could have had 3, and now 3 on the season.
And the ball
Ruling on the field is an interception by the defense.
being
First down, Utah State.
thrown to Holker.
Well, maybe we know why they're not targeting him.
Well, I'll tell you, it almost looked like he was throwing this ball to Larson. Larson looks like he's running the route here. He's out in front of Holker.
Well, I said it was underthrown the minute it went up, but I didn't think it was that far underthrown, and that was just easy pickings for Ike Larson, who's just having a great season for this team.
Well, no question, Utah State is playing extremely well on the defensive side, but Fowler Nicolosi doesn't feel like he's on top of his game right now.
Cooper Lega inside to Royals, and Royals, he's got a lot of speed and he's got a lot of room. And Royals down inside the 30-yard line.
And maybe that tempo, Alema, starting to get to this Colorado State defense.
I think you're absolutely right, and you see again the speed that you can get from Royals.
22 yards on that pickup. Faison's got the ball, bounces outside and runs into 3 Rams.
That time stuffed up in the main direction that he wanted to go, bounces it outside, and linebacker scrapes Sanchez, one of many there to make the stop.
Kamara also there. We called his number quite a few times. And there's the fake. There's the completion to Royals again. And another first down. The Aggies inside the 15-yard line.
I'll tell you, on the fake, the running back Faison looked back like, hey, I thought you were going to give it to me.
I thought the
Great
same
decision
thing.
by Lega to hang on to it and deliver a strike.
And we'll get the exact spot. And indeed. So first and 20, the Aggies, again, were down 17-0, trying to fight all the way back and tie this game at 17 if they can get into the end zone on this drive. First quarter completely dominated by Colorado State. Cooper Lega stands in, firing to the corner for Royals, and Royals goes and gets it for a touchdown.
Royals, Frank, did such a fantastic job of establishing position with the defender and then timing his jump just at the right time.
It was a tremendously athletic play. A great throw by Lega. Watch this, and I want you to notice something about Lega that we didn't see in the first quarter. Colorado State was getting home in the first quarter of play. Lega didn't have any time to work, and now that Utah State offensive line, maybe the Colorado State defensive line getting a little tired, Lega had a nice pocket to throw from.
24 yards on the touchdown, and the point after to tie things up back from a 17-0 deficit. But they have been a strong second quarter team, and we have seen that tonight. It's amazing how quiet the stadium goes right before the Aggies snap the ball. It's unreal.
Yeah.
Point after is good. 4 plays, 54 yards, and the 24-yard TD reception.
And after a score, there's a Utah State tradition. We're going to see it right here, Alema. You can see the student section.
I love this.
Doing this.
It's one of my favorite things that happens in this stadium.
Yeah. Do you know what they call this? They call this the Scotsman.
I like it.
Yeah. I don't know the history behind it.
I'm with you. I've heard it, but I don't know what it means.
Yeah, but I just like
awesome.
it. I like it. Look, they have this whole coordinated sequence of events that happens with the Scotsman. And look, the band's doing it too. Everyone in the stadium doing the Scotsman. And look at that. How about this? See? She's telling her, get up and do the Scotsman. We just scored.
And while that's going on, by the way, our military in the end zone are doing
push-ups.
the push-ups.
They must have done like 40 push-ups by now. What do you say?
Well, I know
it's always hard to calculate
We
this.
did the game against Idaho State when Utah State put up 78.
Yeah.
And Tyson, our statistician, told us they had done about 520 push-ups.
Man, I thought it was like 6,000.
Yeah. That would be rough.
But you know me, I like to round things up.
Yes, you do.
So, again, we talk about the first quarter woes. They were outscored by 74 points in the first quarter's total this season. but they have outscored their opponents by 41 points in the second quarter. So there you go. And I mean, the game doesn't get one. You've never heard a coach in all our conversations ever say, we'll win the game in the first quarter.
That's exactly right. You know, I have an interesting stat for you about these two offenses,
Okay.
Utah State and Colorado State. Utah State is averaging 427.6 yards per game. That's number one in the conference. 427 yards per game. Now, Colorado State is averaging 454 yards per game. That seems like it's more than 427 yards, but that's only ninth in the conference. I'll tell you why after this play.
Oh, pass is incomplete.
Is it picked
or
off?
Is it picked off?
That's incomplete.
Okay.
Yeah, that's incomplete. I cannot wait to hear the answer
please.
on this
Okay.
one.
They do it not by yards per game, but by total yards. So and Colorado State has one less game. So Utah State has 2,138
because they
yards
played
of
one less
offense.
game.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Colorado State has 1,800 yards.
By the end of the season, it all works out.
But technically, for
settles
now,
out.
you could say that
we're number
actually
one.
Yeah, there you go. Fowler Nicolosi, pass incomplete. And you sense the complexion of this game has changed quite a bit.
Oh, it
from
changed
the first
dramatically from the way things happened in the first quarter of this game. And that's why, you know, it's so important that you strike while the iron is hot, that you're able to, you know, combine things together and ride some momentum, because you don't know when it's going to stall.
3rd and 10. They need the 35-yard line. Aggies showing pressure. Pass is caught. It's going to be well short of the first down, though. Good coverage again by Ike Larson. What a game Ike's having, huh?
Indeed.
Part of the issue for Colorado State is the lack of productivity on first down and second down. So 3rd and long makes a much more difficult conversion.
I don't know if you
to a
saw
first
that.
down.
Ike Larson was pointing, doing a little Dame time
arm,
thing to his. He's actually wearing an iWatch right now on the field.
You can't. I think that's illegal.
Well, I think I believe
I'm-
he had
wait
one
a
on.
minute.
We might have to go to the books for that one. I'm
know
fairly
about
certain
that.
you cannot wear any jewelry.
Oh, guys are wearing jewelry.
Maybe that's not true.
Good kick. This is going to drive Davis way back. And look at that. It rolls out of bounds at the 3-yard
Oh, you know,
line.
Davis was just praying that thing got to the end. It's like, please.
65-yard kick. My
And
goodness.
it just ran out of steam. I mean, that's when a punter says, like I drew it up.
Right.
I kicked it out at the 3-yard line, just like I drew it up.
Yeah,
and
that
that-
worked out great.
I like the way that Colorado State runs that punt, because they delay the punt and allow the punter to decide whether or not he's going to take off and run.
Well, there's so many options because of that delay.
So many options. By the way, we were tracking this Fresno State-Wyoming game at Wyoming. Well, check this out at halftime. Fresno State 7, leading the Mountain West Conference. Wyoming 24.
Oh, my goodness.
It's tough to play
I'm telling
in
you,
Laramie.
it's tough to play in Laramie.
It is
Everything
tough
about
to
it. Once
play.
you get there, getting there, everything.
all of the
24 to
I'll
6.
tell you what a famous head coach told me about the Mountain West Conference here in a second that includes Fresno State.
Briggs gets the carry, and let's hear it. I love
So,
it.
Coach Ron McBride, who we all know, longtime coach at at University of Utah, of course, at Weber State, he told me Fresno State and the Air Force. He said the best team he's seen so far in all of college football, Air Force Academy. Air Force is going to go undefeated, believing Fresno might go undefeated, meet in the Mountain West Conference championship game. Big play right here.
Oh, this is huge for Briggs, and he's cut down at the 30.
And that is Colorado State playing those deep safeties, able to make the stop, but not until a tremendous gain.
25 yards on the pickup.
Well, that low center of gravity allowing Briggs to break that tackle in the backfield and get into the second level.
First down. Give it to Briggs again. And Briggs twisting and turning and just having his way on this drive. He's really had a good game.
I tell you, there's something about running backs getting into a rhythm.
And
The more time you give them the ball.
At this pace.
Briggs already 7 carries, 38 yards, and Laga will throw on second and short, try to run for it, and he's got it with the extra effort. If they spot it there, I actually think they're going to spot it about a yard shy.
I am not sure that's a great spot.
Yeah,
the ball
I agree.
where the ball was when his knee went down, I don't think that is accurate, but 3rd and 1.
2 for 7 on 3rd downs. They only need a yard. They get a yard and a few more.
I'll
And
tell you,
Briggs
this
again.
pace will get you as a defense.
Utah State has taken control of the line of scrimmage.
They have. And, exactly what Coach Anderson told us. The pace of play, we might get beat early on, but we'll win in the long run.
Lagan wide open, middle of the field. Vaughn. And Vaughn, there was no one within 10 yards of him.
He was so wide open, he didn't know which way to run after he caught the ball.
Good play action, holds the linebackers. Plenty of room back there for Vaughn.
Timeout, Utah State. This is their first timeout of the
24
half.
yards on that
30-second
pickup.
timeout.
And you see 42 seconds left in the half.
And as you watch Alema, Colorado State walk to
Yeah.
the sideline,
They are gassed.
They are. That's
They're
exactly
gassed.
right.
Back to this idea about what could happen in college football. Air Force Academy, Coach Ron McBride saying best football team I've seen in all of college
In the
football.
entire
If
nation.
they go undefeated and Fresno State goes undefeated, and then Air Force beats Fresno State in the conference championship to beat an undefeated team to stay undefeated, do they get into the
Wow.
playoff?
The Air Force Academy.
I can't even
The Air
imagine
Force
that.
Academy.
No.
They would have to be ranked so
I
high.
think it's worth a little bit more of a debate than a quick answer of no.
Well,
Wow.
That's me being a cynic. Like I couldn't see the powers that be letting them in.
That is high praise, though, from Ronnie Mack as Briggs carries for a couple. Sanchez on the tackle. Now they're going to have to watch the clock. Clock is running. Man, an interesting debate. That I wish I had heard that. Was that on your show you do with him?
on a
weekly?
radio
Yeah.
show on Friday with Scotty G, play-by-play voice of the Aggies.
Laga's pass. That's caught. So the bad news is
Yep.
the clock's
Well,
going
the
to
good
Well,
news
they did
is-
stop it, yeah.
Good news, bad news. They got a
Timeout,
timeout.
Utah State. This is their second timeout of the half.
Just
30
think about
timeout.
you start out down 17-0, and at the end of the first quarter, you're trailing big as usual, and you
then
could
you
go
go
into the
17-0.
locker room
Yeah, with the lead.
with the lead.
Oh, did you see that?
Oh, that was a great scoop catch by Davis.
So if you were to equate this to basketball, it's 2 17-0 runs.
Sure.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know that you need
I
to
mean, 17
equate it to
nothing.
anything. It's
It's unreal.
17-0 runs, regardless of the
Yeah.
sport.
Yeah, you
It could have been badminton.
or highlight.
I don't know much.
Is that how they score?
I don't know
in
much
hi-
about how
cricket.
they score badminton. Either way, remarkable turnaround. But that's what we're used to with this team.
You know, speaking of, I don't know how they score. I was watching a rugby match this morning. I have
I can't
no
figure that
idea
one out
how
either.
they
I have
score.
no
right
idea.
now. I like
Well,
watching.
they
I will
score,
tell
you
you
score a
this.
try, you got to put the ball on the ground
You
in
touch
the
it.
end zone.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's
All
a try.
And what does that count for?
A
try.
point. Lagaz pass high and outside. First quarter yardage, by the way. We talk about the points.
Mm-hmm.
Utah State only 47 yards in the first quarter. They've had 223 in the second quarter.
Well,
Completely turned it around.
Timeout for injury.
Think about how Cooper Lagab looked in the first quarter of this game. Under pressure, interceptions, and then he comes back and gets a little bit of protection, and the run game starts going.
Yeah, that's big key,
and
yeah.
he's a big part of that with the quarterback draw. And then all of a sudden, things start to open up.
This Colorado State defensive line and their front seven were dominant in the early part of this football game. And you couldn't get anything going in the run game if you were Utah State. You couldn't get anything going in the pass game because Colorado State was constantly in the offensive backfield. And over the course of this game, it looks like Colorado State has just worn down trying to face this tempo. They keep trying to substitute players, especially at the defensive line, but it feels like they're now losing the battle at the line of scrimmage.
The good news for Colorado State, James Mitchell able to get to his feet and off the field under his own power. One of the defensive linemen, 6'1", 290.
Yeah, he's an
out of
important
Texas.
part. Coach Norvell spoke very highly of him in our conversation. Legat, 21 yards and an interception in the first quarter, 141 yards and a touchdown in the second quarter. So everything working out. Right now they've got a 4th and 2. And now they'll take a timeout after they survey the defense. This is a big one with 12 seconds.
Yeah, this is a very important 12 seconds right here.
They do have one timeout remaining.
If they decided to kick.
Timeout, Utah State. That's their 3rd and final timeout.
Oh, that was their 3rd and final. Okay, the
30-second
scoreboard
timeout.
had it as 2 down to 1.
This would only be
They're out
about a
of timeout.
42-yard, 41-yard field goal attempt. I think Nimrod has that in his leg.
He's got a 45-yarder this season. He's 5 for 6.
We've seen
in
him.
field goals.
Yeah, and he's out there
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
what they're gonna
We've
do.
also seen him run a touchdown. He has that in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, so a 41-yard kick, and you're right, Aleme, this isn't even as long in this game. And now a timeout for Colorado State.
Timeout, Colorado State. This is their 2nd timeout of
Jay
the half.
Norvell. Well, you
30-second
know what? You
timeout.
can't take him with you.
The chess match continues. And now, if you're a special teams guy, and both of these coaches are, what do you think about a fake in this situation? I mean, there's only 12 seconds left on the clock. You're 4th and 2, 42-yard field goal. You have the momentum. I mean, I guess if you the question is, if you fake it here,
12 seconds, though, Frank. If
there's not a timeout available.
no, but the clock
You
will
have to
stop,
you
and
have
then
to-
you
yeah.
ice it
You're
quickly.
gonna give
Yeah.
them
Everything's
one
gotta
play.
work.
They'll
It
have
all-
one play
it all
because
has to work.
your fake will take up 7-8
Yeah,
seconds
I'm going to
off
say
the
no.
clock.
I'm gonna
I
say no on
say
that.
yes. I like it.
Okay.
I like it, but I'm
Well,
much
let's-
more of a high roller than you, Fox.
Probably true.
Roll the dice.
I think they're going to kick this. 31 yards for Elliot Nimrod. And the kick, how about that, is on the way and no good. So they should have faked it.
They should have.
Oh,
Based
man.
on that result,
Yeah.
they should have faked it.
Hindsight.
So Colorado State survives a late offensive threat. No points on the board
Wow.
for the Aggies.
Well,
And
that doesn't.
that kick was impacted by the push that the special teams got from Colorado State.
Boy, what a great game, though. Either way, we're most likely, the way it looks, going to go into the locker room tied. I always love, and I know you guys do as well, to see what kind of adjustments are made and what the second half will bring. And we shall see. So the last carry of the half, Colorado State has a timeout. I don't think they're going to use it, though, and that's going to do it. So we go to the half. What a game. A big, strong start for the Rams to get things going, 17-0, and then the Aggies responded with 17 straight points themselves.
That's the end of the first half.
The teams crisscross paths in this stadium as they go to the half. The Aggies will wait for a clear road. The official tells them, hold on. Let's let them all get by. All right, we'll head to halftime now here. It's Aggie football on KJAZ TV, Mountain West Network, and the stadium. Mountain West Conference battle. First Mountain West Conference game of the season for Colorado State. The Aggies played their first game a couple of weeks ago at Air Force. Had a slow start, and they weren't able to rebound from that one. But in this case, they've come all the way back and tied things up. I think we got a few highlights to show you as well, boys.
Well, it's interesting to watch this game because there was a lot of special teams that benefited Colorado State early on, including this punt return. And Horton is going to break this one to the sideline and then start high-stepping into the end zone. 80-plus yards for the score.
I love the high step. He did that pretty early.
Here's a look at Laga, and he's going to go throw an interception over the middle. An ill-advised pass, and Crandall able to take that interception, and good field position for Colorado State.
And how about this little run? Now, this is a team in Colorado State doesn't run the ball very well. Well, that looked pretty darn good as Shield takes it into the end zone for a 20-plus yard touchdown run. I think that was a 28-yarder. Cooper Lega now. And look at the pressure that Colorado State provided early in this football game. Lega had nowhere to go on that one.
Well, early on, there was so much pressure that he really couldn't get the offense going. And this is just a remarkable interception.
Ike Larson,
who, that was just the start of his picks for the first half. He had another one coming up here in a moment. But
yeah, back-to-back interceptions. Look at this one.
Yeah, another spectacular interception by Jones.
And that ball just...
His coach is fired up.
Yes, he is. Just slightly underthrown, but what a terrific play on the ball.
Almost the
by
same
Jones.
play right here, but this time he gets home.
Yeah, he learned from the first one. Coach Norvell talking to the official. And this is when Lega, now this offense for Utah State, started picking it up. Nice run there.
Some of our first half
by Booth.
highlights. So Lega, I mean, this tail of the game as we get the second half underway here, started 2 for 9, just 21 yards. That was the first 19 minutes of the game. Since then, he's 8 for 10. That's pretty good average. 141 yards and a touchdown. And he had the 2 interceptions.
Well,
he's turned it around.
I think the most interesting stat is if you look at Mountain West Conference statistics, you see Fowler Nicolosi at the top of total offense, passing average per game, pass efficiency. Fowler Nicolosi is 9 of 22 tonight for 78 yards with 2 interceptions.
Yeah, it hasn't been his best night, but give credit to Utah State's defense.
Vaughn on the first play, and they lose a yard. Now it's just the opposite on the other side, guys. Nicolosi started 4 of 7, 52 yards in the first 6 minutes of the game, and since then he's only 5 of 15. That's just 33%, Alema. 25 yards and 2 interceptions.
I'm not sure we round that up. There's a good stall at the defensive line. That defensive line, Alema, looked gassed at the end of the first half.
I'm telling you, that halftime break was a godsend for Colorado State's defense. You can see it just in the way that they are approaching this first drive of the second half.
3rd and 11.
They got some electrolytes at halftime, maybe a little oxygen. Came back ready to go in the third quarter.
Well, they've looked good on the first 2 plays.
They're stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No linebackers.
All right, Lega. Oh, here's that play again. And he's got it again. And how about that? Terrell Vaughn dives into the end zone.
Colorado State put everybody at the line of scrimmage. One safety, man-to-man on the outside. And Cooper Lega and that offensive line for Utah State able to take advantage of it right here.
And what did Blake Anderson tell us this week? He said, I like the matchups, our skill guys against their secondary. And if we get one-on-one coverage, I think that we can win some of those battles. They won that battle right here.
76 yards on that touchdown. How about that? And now the Aggies have taken their first lead of the game. And the point after is good. 24 unanswered points for Utah State.
You know, we talked in the first quarter and into the second quarter about, there hadn't been a whole lot of shots down the field. But then late in the second quarter, the one that you saw to Booth, and then now here to start the third quarter, let's see if we can get this thing deep. And they were able to get that one-on-one coverage, and they were in. Look, everybody, even the football team does this.
Everybody does the Scotsman. Well, the difference between what was happening early and what's happening now is that Colorado State's defensive line controlled the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And Cooper Lega didn't have anywhere to go. Couldn't get back into a set and throw the ball downfield. Now the Utah State offensive line is creating a stalemate at the line of scrimmage. Laga has time to throw, and his athletes are getting behind the defense.
Now Colorado State on the return. Lewis Brown going backwards. Great coverage by the Aggies that last drive. How about this? It was 3 plays, 75 yards, but a 76-yard touchdown. How does that work? Because they lost a yard. 24 unanswered points.
How about that? You know, both of these coaches put starters on special teams. Francois was the one that made that special teams tackle.
Special teams critical for both coaches.
For a lot of teams. And I was a special teams player the majority. I was a backup running back, but I played a lot of special teams. These teams, speaking of Colorado State and Utah State, they play a lot of their starters on special teams.
Kobe Johnson wrapped up.
With the exception of that touchdown run that we showed you on the highlights, Colorado State has had a tough time picking up anything big on the ground.
They've struggled all year long running the ball. I admire the desire to create that running game. Utah State has been pretty good at the line of scrimmage outside of that one run, like you mentioned.
Second down after no gain. Fowler Nicolosi. Oh, no, it is dropped in the flat. Dallin Holker was wide open. Well, he had a bunch of yardage ahead of him.
The ball thrown behind him.
Yeah.
Almost was able to make a juggling catch there, but could not hang on to it. See, this hits him kind of on the back shoulder and a little bit high.
It just doesn't feel like Fowler Nicolosi is at his A game right now.
And he's certainly not in the rhythm.
Yeah.
There's like a lack of chemistry going on right now.
He's a very good quarterback. We know what his numbers look like. He hasn't been able to get it going tonight.
Third down. And that pass again just high and a little off target. He's completed just 2, Frank, of his last 10 passes.
And interesting, he released Johnson out of the backfield, wide open underneath, and just a dead spot in the zone.
Well, you know, when you're struggling as a quarterback, sometimes you start pressing to make that big play rather than taking what the defense gives you, get a little confidence. And now that's what the Colorado State coaching staff has to do, is find out some ways to get Fowler Nicolosi some confidence in the pass game.
Penalty flag, they'll back it up.
Sometimes the way you do that with your quarterback, some dinks and dunks, easy completion.
Quarterback draw.
44 offense. Half the distance to the goal.
Utah State defensive players, special teams player, imploring the fans to
do the Scots.
Let's hear it. Oh. I don't think they were asking them that.
Here's what I think. If you're Utah State right now, why don't you go for the block?
Yeah, come after it.
Well, kick is away. And it takes a Colorado State bounce, still rolling, and that's Micah Davis just lands right on top of it. So
he said that's enough.
Yeah,
no limit more. The damage.
Yep. 52-yard kick. And in our conversation this week with Blake Anderson, if I was interested, you'd asked him, how much time do you spend on special teams? Because you never know. And, boy, he jumped right on that. He's all about that.
Oh, no, it's a big deal for them. He said you can win games that you're not supposed to win if you play well on special teams. And now that's a philosophy. That's a coaching philosophy right there.
And he said he's been doing it for years, several jobs back. So the Aggies have taken the lead here in the third quarter, and they'll have the football when we come back. We're back. The Aggies with a touchdown in third quarter. Defense held, and now they have the football once again. First down, 44-yard line. Faison now in the backfield. And doesn't get much here. What do you think about this trio of rotating running backs and the way the Aggies
I got to tell you, as a former running back, I can't stand it. But as a guy that likes to watch good running backs play, you got 3 great running backs in your arsenal here. Use them all.
Yeah. Well, Faison this time takes a big hit.
Well, started off with that great stiff arm in the backfield.
Dominic Morris.
And then lowers the boom.
Yeah.
Faison at 5'11", 200. That's packing a punch right here. Great stiff arm, and then boom.
3rd and 5. Legato throw, steps up, downfield, open, caught, and a Royals touchdown again. 51 yards.
Frank, you know, Coach talked a little bit about being concerned about that secondary and trying to create a way to, you know, keep them out of harm's way. But you come out second half adjustments and you find a way to pick it apart.
When we talked to Coach Norvell, he told us it was going to be critical to put pressure on the quarterback. And since that first quarter, his Colorado State team has not been able to adequately pressure the quarterback. We know that there's a little bit of a weakness in the CSU secondary, and now it's being exploited.
Point after up and good 3 plays, 56 yards and the 51-yard touchdown by Royals. So you got the 51-yard touchdown, you got a 75-yard touchdown. Wow, what a third quarter it has been for the Aggies.
Well, the Aggies are doing a good job to this point. Now another alignment that is not something we've seen throughout the night.
Nicolosi just 2 of his last 11 passes and now 3 of the last 12 as they get the first down on 3rd and 15.
I'm glad you mentioned that alignment. We saw Utah State only rushed 3, and what happened? Fowler Nicolosi was able to take. That's exactly right. He had time to throw. He was able to stand on his spot and find his man downfield to convert on the first down.
17 yards on the pickup. Fowler Nicolosi, plenty of time going deep and overshooting his target on that one.
And they are taking shots downfield. You have people underneath, including Holker, open. Colorado State did a terrific job of blocking it up at the line of scrimmage. Fowler Nicolosi had plenty of time to throw, but instead of checking it back down, he went for that route downfield again.
Again, trying to create some space and bodies flying everywhere, but that pass was well out of bounds.
Well, we've seen this Colorado State offense be more explosive. That is something they're capable of. Credit Utah State for the defensive pressure and the confusing looks they're providing for Colorado State tonight.
3rd and 10. Fowler Nicolosi setting up the screen to Brown, and Brown won't even be close. They'll only pick up a couple.
Oh, late. Looks like a flag was dropped there on the sideline. We might get a late hit.
I don't think so. No,
looked like it was dropped right on the sideline. Nope, I was mistaken.
Yeah, that might have. We call them hankies. That might have actually been a hanky. So again, the Aggies have held. And they'll get the football back. Micah Davis. Oh, it is a fake. No, it's not a fake. Micah Davis. Fair catch, 20-yard line. And the Aggies will take over.
I'll tell you, that's a valuable asset to have a punter that can do that.
Yeah, no
that
kidding.
Looked like a full-blown fake, and he was still able to say, you know what, this is not going to work, and punt it away.
You know how they do on the offensive side? They do a run-pass option?
Yes.
That was a run-punt option. And so he was
run-punt. Yeah.
So you see how he tucked it away? He was going to fake that. And then all of a sudden, here comes the guy from Utah State that's like, I'm just going to tackle you. So then he exercised the punt option.
And was able to get the ball down to the 20.
Had a terrific job.
Robert Briggs now in the backfield. And on the fake, Legoff throws incomplete.
They like that matchup on the outside.
I was just
they
going to
like
say that.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're getting single coverage up top there. And Colorado State has a deep, deep safety. I mean, the safety's playing 20 yards off the ball.
This time gives off Briggs. And good carry for Briggs.
Give him a nice third down, manageable here.
Very much so, 3rd and 3. Again, this Aggie crowd, maybe they're trying to listen to the play call.
They
go deafeningly silent.
You know, we talk about the rotation with the running backs, and it's hard to be on the sideline and watch, but you got to be ready when it's your turn.
Yeah, you do. All right, Legault, good comeback route for Jalen Royals, and he's got it for another Aggie first down.
He was out of bounds
like
4 steps. Now, that's got to come back. He was out of bounds.
Now, there is an official with the hat off, but nothing called.
He was out of bounds, and he was the first player to touch the ball. I think that's a penalty.
Legault in trouble.
Whoa.
Never saw that coming. Oh, my goodness. And Kamara.
And Kamara's down.
He's down.
Yeah, he's down.
Timeout for injury.
We sure hope Kamara he's laid out right now.
A huge part of this defense. We've called his name plenty of times here tonight.
That's his 3rd sack there. We're going to take a break while they tend to Kamara.
Great news for Colorado State and Mohamed Kamara. He was lying motionless for a moment there on the field, very concerning, but able to get up onto his own feet, on his own power, walk off the field. There you see Coach Norvell. I'm not sure if that's a jovial conversation with the officiating crew or not.
I would guess not.
Could be.
Probably not.
By the way, Coach Norvell and his staff, they wear those work shirts.
Oh, I know.
I know. It's so
I
cool.
love it. I love it.
What's going to take for us to get one?
Or
You asked, and he kind of, he didn't really give you an answer.
Briggs, no carry. He's going to lose a yard on that carry as that defensive line pursuit cuts him down.
I'm with you, Alema. I don't like the running back rotation. Rotating 3 running. I like to go with the guy who's out. But you know what? This is a different day and age in college football. And the transfer portal makes it a little more interesting about how you utilize your rotation because you don't want to lose guys.
Well, you promise guys too. You promise them, hey, we're gonna pick you up out of the transfer portal and you're gonna start.
Yeah, right.
In
on
the rotation.
3rd down, Legault gets it inside to Jalen Royals. Oh, he's been big tonight. And Royals has another Aggie first down. What a night for this young man.
Royals has been that guy on 3rd down or when you need a big play that you get the ball in his hands. We talked about Colorado State needing to get the ball into the hands of their playmakers. Well, Legault's been able to find the playmakers and give them opportunities.
Back to Briggs after the 18-yard pickup for Royals.
And that's 2 plays in a row where Ralph Frias, the left tackle, has made huge blocks to spring his player.
Briggs again. And this time gets maybe a yard before he's cut down and thrown back by Grady Kelly.
Great field view angle right there as that play was coming right at you.
It is interesting, Dave, how quiet it gets in this stadium.
I've never heard anything like it.
When the Utah State offense
I've
is
never
on the field.
not heard anything like it. Yeah, you're right, because any other stadium you go to, it's quite frankly a very knowledgeable fan base to have the wherewithal to keep it quiet while their team has the football. And Briggs, there's the push, and they're going to be shy by about 2 yards. 4th and 2, decision time, guys.
This day and age, on 4th down, guys are going for it.
I know, I hear you, but Colorado State hasn't done anything on offense.
Yeah.
And so if you create a long field, and now they're going to send the punt team out, long field opportunity with your defense playing so well, you might get just better field position coming back.
Utah State lines up in that funky formation before adjusting to a more traditional punt formation.
Lewis Brown back at the 10-yard line. And you're right, guys. I mean, this second half, Colorado State has done little or nothing. So obviously Blake Anderson has some faith. And look at this, special teams.
Well, he just pitching wedged that. Checked it up, brought it back.
37-yard kick. So once again, Colorado State trying to get something going. Remember, this game was 17-0, and since then the Aggies have scored 31 straight. Well, it's been an interesting third quarter, and we're still plugging along here as Utah State has put up 2 touchdowns and so far have completely stymied Colorado State. And the Rams, again, that running game, it's been a little bit better tonight, but not much better than their average.
Well, again, with the exception of that touchdown run early in this game by Van Shield, they've really struggled running the ball. And Utah State's been throwing all kinds of fronts, coming with different looks, with pressure, dropping guys out. It's a really hard read, and that means read on your blocks too.
2nd and 11. Fowler Nicolosi dumps it off short. Lots of room for Kobe Johnson. Still up, and he's got a first down.
That is exactly what the doctor ordered. Get the ball, short pass play, hands of one of your playmakers.
And that was Goffney, by the way. My apologies, not Kobe Johnson. But either way, that's exactly what they did, Alema. And now the Rams get a little something going here late in the third. Kobe Johnson. And Kobe with a good run.
Great job in the backfield by Johnson. In basketball, we call it a hezzy. A little hezzy in the backfield, and then a sidestep, and then a burst.
Fowler Nicolosi firing outside. That's a heck of a catch, a reach and a catch by Ross Simmons.
This is the best rhythm we've seen from
Fowler
Nicolosi since the first quarter.
And you know what? He's not throwing the ball downfield.
Mm-hmm.
He's working underneath.
Johnson.
It looked like Utah State was lined up in the neutral zone right there.
Well, they did not get the first down.
And they're still short, half a yard.
And now Colorado State going quickly. 3rd and less than a yard. Kobe Johnson again, and this time the extra push gives it to him. You know that phrase they're using now at every level, the tush push. That's like a...
Wait, I thought it was the bush push. It's not the bush push?
No,
now it's the tush push?
Tush push.
I prefer bush push.
Yeah.
Like the Reggie Bush
Bush
is what you're referring to with
they
Matt
now
Leinart.
they call it the tush push.
Yeah.
It's become a big thing.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's become legal.
Right. Well, that helps.
That's the big part of it. Thank you, Alema.
First down, going deep, and knocked away.
Good
Michael
coverage.
Onyanwu. Oh, that's great coverage there.
Great coverage, and Alema, the ball just slightly underthrown. He had his man. I think he had Ross Simmons.
Put a little more air under it.
With a step, but he just didn't quite get the ball there.
Dallin Holker now lined up at the wide side of the field here.
2nd down 10. I think Holker would love to just have one nice clean pass right at him, and that's a little behind again. Dane Olson, the other tight end. And now a third.
And that is just a mistake by the quarterback who was not under duress, had time to throw, and just didn't make a good pass. And we know that Fowler Nicolosi is capable.
3rd and 10. Again, Holker is in that slot right side. Pass outside, but he jumped out just shy of the first down by about 2 yards. So good catch for Brown, but they're short.
Yeah, and that's not the receiver's fault, by the way. If you're trying to get to the marker, then your quarterback's got to get you there.
Yeah.
And now they're changing it up. Colorado State is at the line of scrimmage. Offensive lineman trying to figure out what's going on. Plenty of time on the play clock.
4th and 2.
And movement.
They didn't get the flag, though, and Fowler Nicolosi dumps it off short, and that's going to be enough for the first, I believe, yes.
That is a huge play for this Colorado State offense. And Blake Anderson is livid right now.
In the ear of the official.
It's right up into his face.
In the ear. There was movement. And then reset, and someone else was in motion.
Able to sneak Van Shield out of the backfield. Now
here he
carry.
goes again. So Shield with a couple of carries. Well, got the first down, and then this carry. And Blake Anderson still working the official on this side. He is right up.
And the flag's not going to come out now.
No. That ship has sailed, but he's going to get his money's worth. Second down, 8. And Fowler Nicolosi going downfield. And again, good coverage there. Little underthrown.
Yeah,
so
but
now third.
That was terrific coverage.
Yeah, great coverage in the secondary.
Minute 41 to go, third quarter. Aggies have outscored Colorado State 14-0 in just this quarter. But they've, for the game, scored 31 unanswered points. Fowler Nicolosi's numbers tonight, 15 of 36, 136 yards, but he has 2 interceptions. And now, coach is going to take a timeout. Colorado State will talk about this. Each team now left with 2 timeouts.
Timeout, Colorado State. This is their first timeout of the half.
Colorado State's next game, by the way, they get Boise State. And it's interesting, you were talking about what's the Fresno State update, because that's what the Aggies have.
Yeah, Fresno State is 12:22 left in the fourth quarter. Fresno State 10, Wyoming 24. San Jose State.
Yeah, how about this score?
You know the score on this one?
I heard this one
San
earlier.
Jose State 27, Boise State 21 with 5:34 left in the third. Interesting things in the Mountain West Conference tonight. This, it's a good timeout by Coach Norvell because every drive now is critical for Colorado State. And so you're at third down, you're at 4-down territory. You have to make sure, Alema, that if you don't convert here, you have to be in a good fourth down opportunity.
3rd and 7. Fowler Nicolosi. And this ball lofts right into the arms of Holker, I believe.
They're going to say that he caught that ball.
Yes, indeed.
That is a spectacular catch on the sideline to get 1 foot down. We'll take a look here.
It is a terrific catch. Does he have a foot in bounds?
Yeah,
he does,
yes.
He does indeed.
What a catch by a Holker. Perfect ball placement.
So that's his first catch of the game. How about that? And it's a big one. Kobe Johnson on the carry. So with a minute 20 to go, third quarter, that's when Dallin Holker gets his first reception.
Well, he made it count. He's been targeted a couple times.
Yeah, he has.
Saw Holker during warm-ups down here, the side of the end zone that they're going into, talking to some family and some friends. A lot of people here to see him, former Lehigh Pioneer.
Fowler Nicolosi, Holker again, and now Holker's got a little ball. The ball came out, and the Aggies think they have it, but they're going to have to unpile this.
Yeah, well, that's an immediate thing.
There's refs throwing guys off the pile.
No matter who has the ball, Alema, if the
like,
ball comes
out,
out,
like Utah State got it.
Then you point in your direction.
They did.
And Utah State comes up with the ball on another turnover.
So, and a rough night for Holker.
Ruling on the field is a fumble recovered
now,
by the
Holker's
defense.
got that big brace on his
State.
elbow after a hyperextension. You see it on that left elbow. Helmet on the ball. Ball is out, and Utah State comes up with it.
Well, Utah State has been able to make a critical play on all of these drives.
Unreal.
Yeah, it is. It is because Colorado State, especially in the passing side, they can be a very effective offense, and they just seem out of sorts tonight.
Boy, and they needed this one too. A touchdown there would have made it a one-score game. And now back. Another first down. And Lagasse pass, oh, how about that? I mean, that came out like a shot. And it's more first down yardage as Vaughn gets up near midfield. And the Aggies rolling now. 28 yards on that pickup.
That's a great reception by Vaughn. Great concentration, shaking off the defender, and then yards after the catch.
Give it to Booth. And Booth sneaks around that left side. Another good carry.
We talked about the pace. You got energy when you come out of the second half, right? Out of the locker room, Colorado State. But now dealing with this pace, it just wears you down.
Keep feeding the beast. Oh, big hole on the right side. And Booth all the way up near the 30-yard line. 16 yards on that pickup. Chunk plays continue to come.
Nice blocking up front.
Aggies
Booth was able to
pace.
get through.
Yeah, Lagasse fakes this time.
Wow.
Ball is out, and he got nailed.
Never saw it coming.
Nope. Oh, boy. So that football is going
Ruling
back
on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense.
to the
Colorado
Rams.
State ball, first down.
I think that ruling will be
That
sustained.
looked like Oakley was unblocked on
Yeah.
and he just got, there was a whiff at the offensive line. Oakley comes around the side. Ligon never saw him. The ball comes out.
Henderson tried to chip him a little bit and get him off of his route, but he was bearing down and was not going to be denied.
That's a huge play. That's the 4th turnover on the night for Utah State. Colorado State with 3 turnovers.
And they have 6 sacks as well. So an opportunity now for the Rams who really need to get something going here. Fowler Nicolosi lobbing it down for Ross Simmons and out of bounds. They have not scored since the first quarter. And here we are with 13:20 to play in the game. They did score in a hurry, though.
They sure did. Well, Colorado State at the offensive front did a very nice job on that play. I mean, Fowler Nicolosi had plenty of time to throw. He had a receiver downfield. He just threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, Ross Simmons looking over his inside shoulder, had to adjust and just could not get to it too far outside.
Second down. Pass complete. Holker. And he'll be about 3 yards shy of the first.
That what I saw Van Shield do, that's like the perfect running back. Doesn't get the ball, he's not involved in the play, but you know what he did? He ran around, got the blitzing linebacker, took him off his spot, and that allowed the pass to be completed.
6 of 15 on third down conversions, a little below their season average. And Fowler Nicolosi looking. Oh, he might be able to run for this, but throws instead.
Well, he just burned that ball.
Yeah. I thought he might just take off.
He should have.
And go,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, he could have taken off and picked up a few more yards or burned the ball and not take a sack. I'm with you, Frank. I think you tuck the ball and run and see what you can get. You get at least back to the line of scrimmage.
So 4th down. Van Shield behind him. They need 3 yards. Well, this is a big one. Fowler Nicolosi setting out the final play. There goes Shield. And Fowler Nicolosi again running out of trouble and trying to hit Holker and overthrows him, and the Aggies have held.
Well, you're running to try to extend the play, but you're running out of real estate. And not just you, but your receivers running out of real estate.
Well, Utah State did their part. They got pressure on Fowler Nicolosi. They forced him out of the pocket. They just weren't able to complete the pass. That's the story of this 3 quarters for Colorado State.
We are back at Aggies football. First down, as this game is completely turned around in their favor. A few mistakes, untimely for Colorado State. Faison, he's got a hole around the right side as they rotate in to the Faison phase of the offense.
He's unfazed.
Well, I'll tell you this. Lagasse did a great job getting a low snap and getting to the Faison.
15 yards on that pickup, and now he goes for another 15 or so. Couple of chunk plays for that young man.
What do you call that? Because I think someone just broke an ankle.
Well, all of these running backs in this group, whether it's Faison or Booth or Briggs, their ability to put their foot in the ground, make a move, and stop and then burst, every one of them can do it.
First down just inside the 20-yard line. Laga looking, corner. What a catch! Unbelievable grab for Micah Davis, and another Aggie touchdown.
Beautiful back shoulder pass.
Let's just watch this unfold.
It's so beautiful. Oh, he went and got that. He went and took that thing away.
Cooper Laga put that on the back shoulder. Like no one else could get to that football except for Davis.
Well, and frankly, Jones, it looked like he even had a hand in there, and Davis still had the strength to hang on to it.
Well,
Sure
defending a back shoulder pass is so difficult.
Oh, sure, yeah. Point after now, and the Aggie onslaught.
Oh, man.
Oh, he missed that.
That was a snap hook.
That's about the only thing that hasn't gone right.
That's
As they still lead now 37-17. 3 plays, 48 yards, and that 19-yarder to Davis took him a minute. Aggies with a comfortable lead, but lots of football still to play. Cooper Laga, guys, a career-high 4 touchdown passes in a single game tonight.
I think his career high to this point was 2.
Yeah, that's right, because he hit it at 3. But remember, there was a point in this game when he had about 40 yards passing and 2 interceptions.
2 interceptions.
Ooh. And you were thinking, when's he going to get the hook? And, of course, very patient coaching staff, and he's turned things around. Good special teams coverage again. We're getting back to this rotating back thing. Each of the running backs for the Aggies has at least one chunk run of 15-plus yards. And their numbers, Booth 93, Briggs 58 yards, Faison 49 yards. So as a group, they're at nearly 200 yards rushing.
You know, I got a little insider information. You notice how
do I have to pay for this, or
Yep.
is this part
yeah,
of the just
you have
the
to get
regular
you have to get a subscription.
subscription?
Yeah, you have to get a subscription. I'll tell you after this play.
Kobe Johnson in the backfield and Fowler Nicolosi trying to get something going.
Well, he's finding the Holker now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should have been a consistent theme throughout this game for Colorado State.
We're getting a healthy dose of number 5 now.
Second and short. Fowler Nicolosi again, this time to Ross Simmons. And that's first down yardage for the Rams.
It looks like Utah State might be backing up a little bit in the defense, just trying to keep everything. Now, at this point, you can't give up a big explosive play if you're Utah State, so trying to keep everything in front. Now they look like a more normal defensive set here.
First down. Fowler Nicolosi fires to Holker again, another completion. And by the way, we have not seen Torrey Horton in some time.
He has to be injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Holker
been on the
did a
sideline.
great job on that play, sitting down in the zone. Able to just find that soft spot and sit.
Second and short. Fowler Nicolosi again. That ball caught. And he will get first down yardage, so Brown on that reception. And it has been a while since Horton's been in this game. Fowler Nicolosi again working that side. Frank, you brought up this point earlier as he completes to Brown. They've knocked off those deep shots they were trying to take that weren't working out and just picking their way down the field.
You just wonder if Colorado State had done that earlier in the game after they slowed down from that first quarter, if they would have been more successful. Fowler Nicolosi now throwing
Holker
the ball
again,
on the mark, and there's Holker.
He's now 6 for 6 on this drive alone.
That's more like the guy that we expected.
That we know, right?
Yeah, and he has been very, very good this year.
Well, sometimes the answer to slowing down the rush is just to get the ball out faster.
That's exactly what they've done. And here he
Very
goes again. And
Whoa.
that pass high, dangerous area there, but falls incomplete.
That time a 3-man rush from the Aggies and plenty of time to just sit back there and look downfield.
But when you have a 3-man rush, then you have 8 people in the defensive secondary, and that time he threw it into like triple coverage, trying to sneak one in to Holker, and fortunately for the Rams, it falls incomplete.
Holker now up to, by the way, 6 receptions, 48 yards. And he didn't have any not that long ago. Howard Nicolosi gets rid of that one high, and man.
Yep.
And Howard Nicolosi's arm got hit. He's rubbing it and looks like he's okay. There is a flag downfield.
Yeah, it's going to be a late hit, personal foul, late hit against Utah State. Lewis Brown, the receiver of that hit.
Here comes the call.
After the play, personal foul and unnecessary roughness, number 22 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Give them first and 10 from the 25-yard line.
Those are expensive penalties. Crowd doesn't like it. And gets Colorado State down to the 26-yard line. So the Rams on the move.
They'll line up trips to the right, 3 receivers. Holker on the left side of this formation.
Yeah, keep an eye on 5. He's been hot. Howard Nicolosi. Plenty of time. Going to the corner of the end zone. Brown is there. Another flag comes in. It's incomplete.
This is probably going against Utah State, so Colorado State should pick up another first down here and keep this drive alive as they inch closer.
Pass interference, number 22 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Take a look
penalties
right here. And I think it's the right call. Onyanwu was all over Brown on that play.
That's back-to-back penalties for Onyanwu.
And the biggest problem is he didn't turn around and look for the ball.
Yeah.
That makes it easy on him. So that first and 10 just outside the 10-yard line. And Kobe Johnson trying to get the pylon. He dives and touches it. Refs can check with each other, and it's a touchdown. So the Rams score for the first time since the first quarter. And Frank, you're looking at me like, I don't know.
This is a foot
Take
race
a look.
right here. We got a great angle.
Let's take
our
a
version of
look.
the pylon cam, and yes, he did.
Yeah.
He did. He put the ball in the right hand, reached out. The ball hit the pylon, touchdown.
That's a nice drive by Colorado State. They get back on track on the offensive side, finally hitting some of that underneath passing game. And we'll see on the extra point here if they can get within. I mean, there's still a lot of time in this football
plenty
game.
of time. Howard Nicolosi started that series off 6 for 6, aided by a couple of big penalties on the Aggies, and then a nice run to close it out.
Jordan Noyes hasn't kicked a football in a little while, but he's on the field, gets the point after.
And I don't ever do math in public, but this should put Colorado State within 13.
Yeah, you are correct.
Okay, phew.
That good Utah education. We're back 37-24 on a brisk October evening here in Logan, Utah. Aggie football taking on Colorado State. First conference game for the Rams this season. It's a game they both, of course, really would like to get victory in. The Aggies lost to Air Force. As Alema told us earlier, some believe Air Force is one of the best teams in the country. So an interesting setup here, and it worked out well for Colorado State as the Aggies all the way back inside their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, they chased that one all the way back down to inside the 10-yard line. Good coverage.
They looked like they were lined up expecting an onside.
Well, it was a little squib kick, got it through the front line.
I have a score update.
Uh-oh.
From Laramie, Wyoming. 2:55 left in the fourth quarter. Fresno State 19, Wyoming 24. Wyoming has the football.
Talk about a tough place to play, too. Laramie, Wyoming.
Tough.
Yeah. You guys have both made that trek. All right, back to live action here. And it's Robert Briggs. It's the Briggs series. What was your record, each of you, against Wyoming?
Never lost.
2-0?
Never lost.
Neither one of you lost. Okay.
No. But I'll tell you, it was not easy to win in Laramie with
they were
with
not
bottles.
They were not very
beverage
welcoming.
bottles flying at you on the field.
And curse words.
Yes, everything.
Second down 11. Legault pulls it down and takes off.
That's a nifty play by Legault because he didn't have anyone. He was getting under pressure, so he took what he could get.
Brings up a 3rd and 6.
I'll tell you the other thing that benefits Colorado State for your offense to have an extended drive is your defense gets to rest.
Colorado State showing a little pressure, and then they back off.
Now a little adjustment from Lake Anderson from the sideline.
How about that? Davis, he is so dangerous. And Davis has a first down for the Aggies. And the defense gets a little more rest, Olema.
No, hopefully he made a touchdown-saving tackle right here. Some nice blocking, and then, again, the burst from Davis. And if Oakley doesn't get him, he's gone.
How about this little stat just thrown at me? Utah State has 362 passing yards in this game, and only 3 receivers have caught passes.
Wow, that's remarkable.
That's unbelievable.
You rarely see that.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk a lot about, 10 guys, caught balls in this game. But rarely do you, it's more uncommon to see just 3.
With that much yardage.
Yeah.
And all 3 have gone over 100 yards. Another good carry for Briggs. So you've got 3 100-yard receivers in this game. And for the Aggies.
Colorado State just not able to get the same push at the line of scrimmage. You can see it right there on that play that was blown dead.
That's going to be a false start, so this will become a 3rd and 8.
And look at this. It's like a shift change.
Yeah,
it's
like
hockey.
line change.
Not all 11 plays were set at the snap. On the offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Well, if consider this. If you're Utah State, you're not – most teams you're going to run receivers in and out on a series. There's no substitutions so that they can maintain the pace.
That's right.
So
that's by design.
Yeah, it's been Royals, Vaughn, and Davis, and for the Aggies anyway, that have all gone over 100. 3rd down and about 8. And got a little fight for the football. Briggs keeps it. And
well, I mean, it's a little bit like the
4th and 5.
49ers. If you had Rice and Taylor and Jones, are you going to rotate those guys out?
That's true.
You're going to just keep them in the game.
So the Aggies will have to kick this away, but they've taken some time off the clock as we're getting down near the 5-minute mark.
You're right, Dave. It's a meaningful drive for Utah State, and it limits a little bit what Colorado State can do on the offensive side. They really start to have to get some chunk plays and explosive plays with 5:24 and counting left in this football game. It's like the play clock ran out.
Yeah.
Delay a game, number 63 in the offense. 5-yard penalty, Remains 4th down.
Mike picking up one of the coaches, special teams coaches.
I don't know if that was the mic or if we could literally just hear him
From
yelling.
here, because the stadium goes so quiet whenever the Aggies are about to snap.
Oh, by the way,
Plus, he was very loud.
I found out why the stadium goes so quiet. The herd, which is like the student group.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they have a training session for the student section before the football game about when to cheer and when to not.
Oh, flag is out, roughing the kicker.
Yeah.
And see if it's running into or roughing. I think that will be a roughing the kicker penalty.
Oh, he's still
And
down.
he's down.
Yeah, that looked rough. That looked really rough.
Well, this is going to be a 1st down, most likely for the Aggies.
And it's so dangerous for the kicker, Alema, because you completely defenseless.
Yeah.
In
I
that
believe it was
situation.
Menegatti that got to him, but got there a little late and low.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Number 81 in the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Oh, they're bringing a cart out.
Oh, they're immediately on top of this. Immediately. And trying to.
Oh.
Jeez. Yeah, that was extremely
Yeah, unfortunately,
unfortunate.
it looked like it was right when his foot planted back in the ground, and then he got hit in the lower leg.
Yeah, and he is a player standing over him, trying to help keep him calm.
Yeah, this is not good.
Yeah, that's a very, very ugly injury right there. Colorado State coaching staff out on the field as well. They're concerned as well. Nobody wants to see that. No one wants that to happen.
There's
in a
times
game.
when a play, something happens, it's a dirty play.
Yeah.
This was not something that looked malicious.
No,
This
I agree.
was a guy trying to get in, block the punt. I don't think anybody wants to see the replay again. But in situations like that, nobody feels worse than the guy that caused the injury.
You're exactly right, Alema. It's the situation in the game. You're down a couple scores. You have an opportunity maybe to make a play down here and get your team back in it, and all of those events unfolded in just a bad way. And obviously,
I think they might be talking over in the corner of the field about bringing an ambulance in here rather than just this cart.
Yeah, there's always obviously an ambulance on site, and that can be an option. The interesting thing about Maverick Stadium, and we've talked about this before doing games here, both you and I, Frank, have both played in this stadium, but the student section is right on top of the visitors' bench.
like right on top of it.
And if they're not happy about something, they're going to let you know.
Yeah, it's one of the great things about this stadium.
Absolutely.
And the setup. The way they do it. Duke.
Oh, look at that. He's actually
Duke University. He's hopping up there. That's a great sign.
Absolutely great sign.
Oh, and he's inciting the crowd. He's getting everyone fired up. Love to see that. His teammates are coming over. But, they do that at Duke. The Cameron Crazies right on top of the opposing team.
Oh, that's a great scene right there. The entire team going over to give him a pat on the head and say, hey, get well.
And, the really fortunate thing about that and the way that it's being managed is this kind of takes away any of the aggressiveness that was being felt on that Utah State sideline. Because now they know their guy's okay. Coach Norvell, you can see him clapping.
Well, from what we can see, hopefully they've got it in a brace, but as Scott Sandley is taking off, he incites the crowd.
Well, I sure appreciate the way that he has managed that.
No kidding. I can't even imagine what he's going through because that did not look good.
It didn't.
I'm not going to lie. I'm almost glad we don't have a better look at it because
I don't want it.
We don't need to show that.
Not
again.
Well, we've all been a part of broadcasts where we saw it live and we told the truck,
don't even
do
bother.
not show the replay.
No.
Don't show the replay. We'll describe it to the best of our ability.
We had one in a high school game.
Yeah, recently.
Not long ago,
And we're a hyperextension on an elbow, that I watched live, and I thought, we're not showing
even you
this.
talking about it, I'm just getting
Frank just
the
left.
heebie-jeebies.
Well, we definitely hope the best, absolutely, for Stephen Kotsanley, and it was good to see him at least waving at the crowd. And just like that, back they come with Booth, and Booth on the next play scores the touchdown. 48 yards. Wow.
I got to tell you, we were up here for the Idaho State game. They scored 78 points in that game. They have scored 43 points here in this game. That's not an easy accomplishment, but they've done it with some very big plays. The long passes, completions, touchdown passes, runs like that, they have the potential. They're like a little powder keg just waiting to explode on offense.
Exactly right.
Powder keg, I love it. You know, I'm looking over my notes from Coach Anderson, and what does it say right there?
Explosive plays. We need explosive plays. Well, check that box.
He thought his team could do that. He liked the matchups with his skill people on the outside. We've seen that in the past game, but now we've also seen an offensive line with tempo and conditioning take over the line of scrimmage. Yeah,
when you run that kind of tempo, conditioning is just part of it. And so what they've been able to do is now the Scotsman is going again here at Maverick Stadium.
The Scotsman.
They wear him down, and even after, and that was an emotional moment here in the stadium. You come out the very next play, and all you really need is one little seam to break your guy loose.
7 plays they go, 91 yards, and, of course, the 48-yard touchdown run by Booth, which, by the way, guys, that puts him, he's king of the hill of the running backs, 141 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. He is really having a night.
How about this? The Mountain West Conference. It has gone final in Laramie.
Fresno State loses?
Fresno State 19.
Wow.
Wyoming 24.
Well, tell Mac he can cross that theory off his list.
How about the Pokes?
Fresno State's going to be in this stadium this coming Friday.
Oh, wow.
They might be hung over after a loss like that.
Oh, high kick. Fair catch called for. So, wow, that is a what's going on in the San Jose State there, Frank? You're monitoring
San Jose State.
That's the other big one we
3:30 left in the fourth quarter. San Jose State 27, Boise State 35.
Wow.
Boise State has come back in that football game to take the lead with time running out in the fourth.
Maddox Madsen, a young man that we covered for years at local high school here.
Timeout.
American Fork.
Utah State. This is their
Coach
second
Anderson
timeout
having a conversation with his team now.
Full timeout.
These are important moments, Frank, in a season. And the course of a game, they overcome adversity, down 17-0, and then you have a moment, emotional moment with a player that gets hurt, and then your coach pulls everybody together.
And I don't know. We saw a story, and we know a story about Coach Anderson. Not everybody got to see it during the halftime break.
And some might have seen it on game day on ESPN.
Yeah, but I think that has even become more important to him to have that relationship with this player and to take those moments to become a teacher and a mentor for his team.
And we experienced, you with Coach Mack at University of Utah, myself with Lavelle Edwards at BYU, all of these players, Coach Norvell and his group, and Coach Anderson and his group, those guys are surrogate fathers for all of us playing for them. And there need to be important moments like that.
All right, well, Colorado State, oh my word. Fowler Nicolosi almost picked off.
Pressure off the edge that time. He was hit as he was throwing the ball.
Well, Fowler Nicolosi has not had the type of game that we expect out of Fowler Nicolosi. Utah State has done a nice job of pressuring him and making him uncomfortable, but I expect much better days out of Fowler Nicolosi moving forward.
Well, he's throwing 51 passes. That's his 52nd. Falls incomplete, so he's 24 of 52, 211 yards, but 2 interceptions, and that's cost. So you were talking about that Boise State leading now. Maddox Madsen, former American Fork High quarterback from the local area here, 9 of 16, 155 yards in that game and a touchdown pass. Good to see Maddox getting some time up there.
Pressure again on the quarterback.
Yes.
Fowler Nicolosi has been under pressure. Peely has gotten close to getting home a couple of times.
He's under pressure here, loses the football, and the Aggies have it.
That time it was Fitzgerald that got there first. And coming out of the pile
And
with the ball.
Can you believe this?
Rolling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. Utah State ball, first down.
Everything that's gone on tonight.
Forward. Nope.
That's the first sack of the game on Fowler Nicolosi.
Well, Spires comes out of the pile with it.
That is fascinating, Dave. I coming into this game, he had 46 tackles. He leads the conference in tackles. He's a terrific linebacker. And if you get mixed up in his area, it's unlikely that you're going to come out.
Cooper. Legault completes to Vaughn. And Vaughn, it's going to be short. So it's going to be 4th and 7.
Well, they've had success with that little screen multiple times. This
time,
a
flag down.
Morris was able to slow it down.
Looked like he was after the play.
Got a lineman substitution here.
Here's the call.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 69 on the offense. 15-yard penalty. The down counts. 3rd down.
That's Allo out of West High School in Salt Lake City.
He's the center. And Coach Anderson immediately took him out of the game.
Meekum has come in.
Correction, 4th down.
Looked like a little acting going on there.
Looked like are you saying it looked like a soccer match? A little floppy on the.
Well, you have kids that play soccer competitively. They're very good. I would not want to.
I tell them the same thing. Don't flop. Don't. Let's take that out of the game. Soccer could be an incredible. It is an incredible game, except for the flop.
4th down and 22.
Well,
the
clock will run down.
Part of the strategy here is to milk this clock.
Delay a game. Number 5 offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
So that puts the ball back at the 40.
And we have a new
punter, obviously.
Yep.
And Ryan Marks.
Will the clock operator please put 2:48 on the clock.
He's just a freshman out of Farmington, Utah. So he gets his first chance to try to pin him down. Under 3 to play, though, and the Aggies up by 20 points. Just been a remarkable game for them tonight. And that kick is going to sail. Oh, he bounced it. Oh, my word. Look at this. Hold on.
No, it hit it hit in the end zone.
It hit and bounced back.
Yeah.
Okay. That would have been amazing.
Wow, that was very close.
Well, we know only the nose of the ball has to be over the front part of that white line.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have been spectacular if you could have rolled that thing just all the way down the side to the sideline. They left 2:37 on the clock for Colorado State, who's got a lot of work to do, down 20.
And is this a new quarterback for Colorado State? I believe it is, and I believe that's number 8.
Fowler Nicolosi's still in.
Oh,
no, he is.
Sorry. My eyes deceived. I was hoping for Jackson Brousseau.
Well, that would have been
a local prospect.
pass outside and run out of bounds just a couple of yards shy of the first down.
Vince Brown is the second, one of the tight ends on the grab there.
Second and short. And that's a first down for the Rams as they continue to battle. And yes, some new numbers in there.
KJ Edwards on the carry.
Howard Nicolosi's pass caught, immediate hit. And Vince Brown with another reception.
Yeah, Vontae Dickerson was right on top of that in coverage.
So likely that Colorado State will now go 0-1 in conference play, and Utah State will even up their record in conference play, 1-1.
Around that right side. And yeah, the Aggies opened league play their third game of the season, losing to Air Force, and then they went back and played 2 non-league games after that. Yeah.
Strong run by KJ Edwards here. Bounces off a couple of guys, a little spin move.
Howard Nicolosi gets rid of that high and outside again as we approach a minute to play, and it's just about all academic at this point. And it's been a heck of a night for the Aggies. It started out the way we're used to, right? Slow start. We're thinking, oh boy, they're going to be able to rebound from this. And a resounding yes was the answer to that question. At halftime, it's tied at 17 as Howard Nicolosi unloads that. He's thrown 56 passes now. And at halftime, it's tied at 17. I'm thinking we have got a great game. This is going to be neck and neck. And in the second half, the Aggies just completely take over.
They did take over.
Started in the second quarter.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's interesting. You have moments like that where after 2 plays, within a matter of a couple of minutes, you're looking at a 14-point deficit, 17-point deficit.
It just gets away from you.
But once you get your feet under you, and the Aggies did that.
Oh, boy. And another interception, or was he out of bounds?
They're going to say
they're going
to give it to him.
Yep.
So he might have been, if he didn't land in bounds, he was pushed out of bounds, but would have come down in bounds if not pushed.
Simeon Harris gets a pick.
The ruling on the field is an interception by the defense.
Let's take a look right
Utah
here.
State ball, first down.
Great pressure. That was Tuiaki.
2 feet down. Great interception.
Tuiaki, by the way, as we talked about that story that aired on Game Day, also, of course, on the Mountain West Network, he was featured in that. He was the one that provided the pressure on that play.
Well, the story of this game to me is Colorado State was dominant in the first quarter at the line of scrimmage, and that changed over the course of the football game.
Trying to get around that right side.
Now we'll see Briggs.
Boy, they have outscored Colorado State 44-7 in the final 54.5 minutes. And don't forget, this is 2 games in a row they've come back. Remember, they were down 17-0 at UConn.
This will be the last play they'll need to run.
Yeah, there it is. So you've got 4 players that go over 100. It's just a great night all the way around.
3 receivers and a running back over 100.
How about that?
That's an offensive explosion.
Well, the Aggies are going to leave with a big win and a big come-from-behind win. Coach Blake Anderson's got to be very proud of his guys as he goes to meet the coaching staff. And a little hug there for Jay Norvell.
I asked whether or not these 2 coaches They knew each other. They said, we know of each other. We're in some of the same circles. Don't know each other well, but a lot of mutual respect between these two coaches, Coach Anderson, Coach Norvell. Both of them trying to do something with their program. Anderson, obviously, being able to come in, win a championship in his first year. Those kinds of things are big to get you rolling and help with your recruiting. But things have changed so dramatically in the last even couple of years with the transfer portal and with the NIL. It's a whole different world out there. But these coaches this is a big fraternity and a lot of mutual respect between the two coaching staffs.
Well, there you go. Frank, what do you think? Not a bad, entertaining night.
It was fantastic. I was really focused on the line of scrimmage, and, we talked about that, and the coaches talked about that before the game, and that always seems to be the case. Whoever wins at the line of scrimmage is going to win the game. Yeah. I think we could see that happen and unfold in this game because Colorado State is very strong up front. But on the defensive side especially, the tempo, the conditioning of Utah State just seemed to eventually wear down that Colorado State defensive front.
The Aggies, 639 total yards after having just 46 in the first quarter. That's what they ended up putting up on the board.
Wow.
Unbelievable. So 593 yards in 3 quarters of football. Wow. Well, it's been a lot of fun. We've enjoyed these games that we do. We've got another one coming up against Nevada in November. But a lot of fun tonight. Good crowd. Homecoming night. And they're going to, they've lit up the A. 3, 2, here it goes. The fans here, as we talked about, they are well-versed, and it's just been a lot of fun. So, Frank Dolce, Lemma Harrington, Tyson Ewing, thank you so much. We appreciate our crew here with Utah State as well, and all of our viewers. Thank you from KJazz TV, Mountain West Network, and, of course, Stadium Network as well. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us for Mountain West Football.